Dubai, a city of dreams.
From sand to city, welcome to the Golden Land.
It's where I lifted my first trophy.
Rory, the story in Dubai, and it's just the first chapter of what will be a very interesting book.
The greats of the game have won here.
He has. And Woods is home in 31.
An opportunity to join legends of the past.
And we've seen Seve in that mood before.
Now who will make their mark?
This is the Rolex Series.
Welcome to the Hero Dubai Desert Classic.
Welcome indeed. Welcome to our feature group coverage on day 3, but still round 2 after the unexpected delays of the first 2 days of this 34th edition of the Hero Dubai Desert Classic. We're set for a Monday finish. Round 2 completed today. Round 3 starts tomorrow. Final rounds coming on Monday. Tony Johnston alongside myself, Richard Kaufman on the course, and in the early morning sunshine for us. Sunshine, yes. It's John Morgan. Morning, John.
Yeah, yippee, here we are. The sunshine is out, Richard. Can't believe it. Finally get to see it. Just breaking through over the trees on the left-hand side of the 4th, of the 11th, I should say. And this is the 15th. They're starting again. Shane Lowry at the back of the green, now Tyrrell Hatton. 194 yards playing, pin on the left.
Yeah, that's a smart shot. Danger left, danger short. That'll do as a little warm-up. Beautiful light out there. Everybody with stiff necks this morning all walking around looking up at the blue sky. Such a surprise. Shouldn't be. We're in Dubai, for goodness sakes.
It's a glorious day, Tony. What a glorious day. Worth waiting for. Now, Francisco Molinari, very happy to see me this morning. Right out of bushy tail.
Not happy. You have to presume with that reaction it could be short left.
Sebastian Soderberg, last week's runner-up in Abu Dhabi, but way outside the cut mark at the moment at 3 over par, and things don't look too much better down there at 60. Playing with Luke Donald and Jorge Campillo, or Jorge if we want to get very Spanish about it. There is the captain. There is Jorge. You can call him George, Tony, it's fine.
Fresh off a bogey at 15.
When you say fresh, it was about 12 hours ago.
Well, 12 fresh, or with semi-fresh, maybe a little stale. That'll do. 1 under total, Campillo.
Well, what a fantastic start to 2023 on the DP World Tour. We're in the Middle Eastern swing, part 3 or 4 if you like. And this week we're in the region's original destination at the Emirates Golf Club, the second of back-to-back Rolex Series events, which is why there is 8,000 points available and the small matter of a prize fund of $9 million. Victor Perez, the winner in Abu Dhabi, is the early season Race to Dubai leader. Yeah, you can really lay the foundations for a big year on that Race to Dubai, and with it, as I know Perez is aware, a potential place in Europe's Ryder Cup team. Tony, you've been coming here since the original edition in 1989, and there's a few players there that have been around the block a few times. Richard Bland and Ian Poulter, some 40-somethings on top as it stands at 8 under par.
Yeah, they've both seen most of the changes that have occurred here. Good scores.
Some new faces there as well. Ludwig Arberg actually shot 7 under in his opening round, but a couple of early bogeys. It's not easy, is it? You know, the players were saying, some of them, you know, they had half an hour heading back out and maybe lost their rhythm in that little break of half an hour to an hour as well when they started playing their second 18.
Yeah, I think for the guys that are playing well, generally speaking, I think they would rather just go on straight out. If you've had a bad first day, sometimes it's not a bad thing to have a longer break. You know, you can just chill, settle, have a bit of a think. But personally, if I was playing well, I like to go straight back out again.
John, the rough is thick this week, isn't it, at the Emirates Golf Club? What sort of lie has Francesco Molinari found?
Well, any kind of rough that you find around these greens, it's not going to be easy. It's very wet as well. Plenty of green to work with, down and away on him. Might break a little bit right to left once on the dance floor here.
He was a bit wayward yesterday too, Molinari. He only hit 5 fairways. His irons weren't accurate. It's just so unlike him. He's such a good striker.
And it took him a long while to be able to get up and down from those positions.
Yep, you're right. Yeah, the chipping wasn't particularly sharp either. Look, it's not easy out of the stuff around the greens, but yeah, nothing was really working for him. Did well to keep it to even par for the round, to be honest.
Yeah, so the mission really for Molinari is to try and make the cut. At the moment, the cut mark is sitting at 1 under par. Whereas for John, for Lowry and Hatton, 3 under, they know if they can, you know, carry on the start they've had to this second round. Hatton's 3 under for the round, which is a fabulous start. Lowry is 1 under for his round. They can push close to that top of the leaderboard.
Oh, they can, because the weather conditions are sublime. Not a breath of breeze out here at all. I mean, perfect conditions now. Soft greens, they can attack, full-scale attack. Lowry through the back of the screen, just up against the collar a little bit. Opting for putter, down the hill.
Yeah, nice. Good touch. Never easy, you know, opener to have a longish putt, especially with an awkward lie like that. Morgie, have you got your camera out there? Because this is the perfect light for photography, isn't it?
Well, they say the golden hour. You're the one that told me that, and Russell Dawson, our producer. But yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous. The light is in the perfect location. Long shadows at the moment as the sun rises. And Tyrrell Hatton's had a nice little free read off of Francesco Molinari's chip. That went sailing past his marker. So he knows what this is going to do. Going to get off to the hottest starts.
Well, he holds a 60-footer at the 12th. He's walking after that one in disgust, though. I don't think I've seen anyone move as quickly off. You know, it was almost as he hit it, he was on the move there.
Campillo found the middle of the fairway at 16. Maybe not the purest of strikes. Ideal conditions, shouldn't be any issues with the clubbing. No wind.
Well, here's an early morning tester for Molinari, who's made a good start to the year, impressed in the Hero Cup as the winning captain last week, in contention in Abu Dhabi, finished 5th.
Yeah, pressure's on straight off the get-go, just in the shadows for Francesco Molinari. Didn't get the read he would have liked off of Tyrrell Hatton.
Very nicely done. And you know, you will be paying attention to the grain on these greens because it will go with the slope, but it's so much harder in this light. When the sun is low, it's harder to see the dark and light. But that's well done by Francesco.
Well, we saw him in trouble off the tee. So 3rd shot now at 16 for Soderberg. So the question for you as we watch the Swede hit his approach shot here. That's a beauty, could escape with a par 2. he and Campillo playing with Luke Donald. Do you think they raised their eyebrows? You know, we're playing with the Ryder Cup captain. That's not by accident, is it?
No, it's not. I mean, you know, Luke is coming out here. Look, he's still an extremely competent player. He opened up with a beautiful opening round of 8 under last week, but he's keeping his eye on these guys, and they know it. Good 2-putt from Shane Lowry.
Soderberg and Campillo were probably 2 names on everyone's list, were they? But obviously, Luke Donald's got his eyes fixed on them. We got our eyes fixed on the leaderboard here. No change from the score overnight. These players, you can see the likes of Julien Brune just heading out. I know Brune had a putt of around 4 feet for birdie at 17, so there's a good chance the Frenchman will move to 6 under par. And what you know, the last tournament of 2022 was won by a Frenchman. The first tournament of 2023 was won by a Frenchman. There's obviously a good feeling in the camp.
Yeah, I mean, France is pumping out some fine players, isn't it? The last couple of years, world-class players. It's the new wave of French players, really.
It's like name the golfer, but you know this one, former world #1.
Hey, you can tell by the silhouette, can't you? And this is the department he's been renowned for his entire career. One of the best short games of all time.
And he didn't let you down.
I hate to say I told you so, but I'm going to.
Back down the fairway, 16th tee.
Sliding right. Will it catch the fairway? His reaction makes you think it's quite close. It's fine. It's fine. That's the thing with the wet fairways, you know, these fairways, if they dry, that's in the rough, so it actually makes your target areas wider and bigger.
Yeah, beautiful hole, the 16th tee box cut behind the back of the grandstand of 15th, the par 3. Suits the shape from right to left. Not the ideal shape for Tyrrell Hatton though. Taking the corner on a little bit. 463 yards is par 4.
Get it. Try it, Tyrrell.
Yep, spot on.
I'll tell you what, guys, what a difference a day makes. Absolutely unbelievable. Can't even see a cloud. Ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, this is what we came for, isn't it? Well, that and some good golf.
It's perfect. Now, man, with a spring in his step after that par. That lovely putt at the last. Frankie Molinari. Got to shake this one from right to left.
Thanks.
That's 3 good drives. That was a rarity in that group yesterday.
Campillo, outside look at birdie. Should move a little bit from his right. A little bit like this.
Lovely putt.
Fresh greens, a little bit of early morning sunshine. No wind. You think these players out there, you know, they're coming to a part of the course, it's quite scoreable as well, 17 and 18. Chance to make up some ground and get a little closer to the leading score at the moment, which is 8 under par. And people think because he's Ryder Cup captain that, you know, he's here just making up the numbers.
No, he's not here as a passenger. He can still seriously play. Oh, man.
Well,
didn't touch the hole.
Wasn't even close, no. So Donald goes back to the cut mark at 1 under par. He made a birdie just to conclude proceedings yesterday at 15, but that's the second bogey of the round. It'd be a good par. I mean, who would have thought off their tee shots that Soderberg would potentially make the par and Donald's made a bogey?
But, you know, as we look down on the See this slightly dark green around the hole? That's the grain coming towards us. So there's a little right to left slope in this, which Luke Donald didn't see, and I think that's because of the low light. You can't see that when you're at ground level. There's little changes of grain, subtle slopes.
Well, that was a good par, wasn't it, from Soderberg, who shot a round of 76 on day one. Got off to a terrible start. He went to the turn in 4 over par yesterday. But I mentioned Julien Brun should make birdie at 17. That's exactly what he has done, and he's got himself to 6 under par. Angel Hidalgo, unfortunately, he's come back with a bogey at 8. So he slips back to that mark of -6. Richard Bland, who lost in the playoff to Victor Hovland here last year, tied for the lead. Torbjørn Olesen back in the winner's circle in 2022. He's in the group just outside the top 10 at 4 under par. Yeah, just a reminder as we see the where the tee shots at 16 finish that they're going to complete round 2 today. So Rory McIlroy and co out this afternoon. Round 3 only tomorrow, with round 4 on Monday. I'll remind you a few times because I need reminding myself. Don't often have a Monday finish. I don't think there's never been one in Dubai before, that's for sure. This is the first time we've had delays like this.
Yeah, I think partly because next week we're at Ras Al Khaimah, an hour and a half's drive north, another emirate. You know, so it's not a huge concern. There are guys obviously whose flights will have been messed up, wanted to get out tomorrow night, but you know, it's a Rolex event, and the sponsors deserve 4 rounds.
Well, there'll be some that will be making the flight out potentially tonight because they might have missed the halfway cut. The good news is if you're here Monday, really, I think. Molinari, first to go at 16.
Well, here we go. From the fairway, Frankie Molinari pins kind of central location, 21 on. Just 4 off that right-hand side. The bailout's just a couple of yards left, just aiming at the right edge of the camera tower in the distance, or slightly above his stance.
What a great look that was from behind, seeing the ball on its way to the skyscrapers, and well, a bit of a wide with his approach at 15. That one's worked out well.
Well, it was, but it wasn't a great strike, wasn't it? It was low on the club face. It sounded a bit skinny. He looked at it. Look at the reaction. He's got away with that. That was not the plan, but you've got to have some breaks sometimes, Johnny.
Yeah, that was a cracking break. Could have easily stayed in the rough and had an awkward chip again for him. Shane Lowry from the right side of this fairway, going to shake one from left to right for us.
Isn't that the most beautiful rhythm? Okay, hard to the green.
And last but not least, Hatton from 163 yards from the left side. Perfect angle to attack this pin. Going straight at it, no questions asked. Little backstop behind it. Might want to use that. Just leaning on the 8 here, chaps.
So from Tyrrell. Up to 17, short par 4, Soderberg.
.315 to the front. This is well in range for a lot of players, but again, not a great strike.
Yeah, so close last week, wasn't he, Sebastian Soderberg? He and Min Woo Lee were the players really closest to Victor Perez. Low sun means it's not easy for the players to see where their balls are going to finish, but I think Cam Pierre will be more than satisfied.
Yeah, that's the smart play. If you can't get it, if you can't guaranteed get it home, there's no point really. And, you know, it's still coolish out there. The ball's still not flying its full distance that it will do in a few hours when it warms up.
When we get a chance, I'm going to ask you a question about Sebastian Soderberg.
Oh dear, I don't look forward to it. Smooth. The Donald rhythm hasn't changed over the years, and just catches the fairway, no problem.
Actually, John Morgan might be able to get involved when I ask this question as well, but let's eye up these putts. Molinari, as you say, getting away with one, but inside of 20 feet. John, I'm sure that Tyrrell Hatton might be having a good look at what Shane Lowry's got here for his birdie. Very similar putts for the pair of them.
Yeah, virtually identical. Free breathe for Tyrrell Hatton. He's going to be thinking, thank you very much. You can kind of see the prominence of the grey in this green. I've had a quick look at it. You can see it's a little bit darker going in the direction of the hole for Shane Lowry. So a little bit uphill into the green. Going to be a slow putt for him. Not seeing a great deal of break. A little hint maybe, but yeah, early doors not easy to read. Take your time on these. Just come back off the green looking at Shane Lowry now with the skyline behind it. Unbelievable.
Good stroke, started it where he was aiming, and oh, it was never going to go even if you'd hit it, but it's a solid effort, you'd have to say.
You got the camera right behind it. What did that do there, Tony?
Pretty much straight, Borgie, and at the very death it just fell a tiny bit right to left. Straight would go, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Keep it nice and firm. Hatton now going to score, and he's not messing around, full of confidence after seeing that, but bring it on, he's saying.
Just about laser straight. Good try. Ooh, this is awkward. Trying to keep your balance, make sure that right foot doesn't slip on that downslope of the sand. Just going to be an armsy swing. Sometimes it's very easy to pull those.
But not been a very nice start to the morning, has it, for Soderberg? One in left at 16, had to make a great par from there, and then find yourself with the okey cokey, 1 foot in, 1 foot out at 17. There's the backdrop that John was talking about.
Yeah, Francisco Molinari nearly short-sighted himself yet again, scooted out of the rough to here, and well, he's got the best chance out of the bunch. A little hint off the right, up the hill. He's got to fancy his chances here, capitalise on a bit of good fortune. Back in the red if he holds this one.
Get it.
Raises the right edge. Well, at the halfway stage in Abu Dhabi last week, he was co-leader with fellow Italian Guido Migliozzi. Luke Donald was the leader after the first round last week.
Yeah, it was a little unlucky. Spin sideways up against the collar.
So it's pars all round. Tyrrell Hatton making 4 here as well. So as they were, Hatton and Lowry at 3 under par. Molinari evens. All pars.
Set up well left. Looks like he's just trying to slide one in there with a little fade.
Did you see what his fellow Spaniard did overnight at Torrey Pines?
Unbelievable. I mean, he was
talking about
outside the top 100 after round 1 round, and
now
he's
second.
now tying second, looking for his 3rd win in a row on the PGA Tour.
I know. Talking at top of the leaderboard, Richard Bland's just hold a putt of over 70 feet at the 5th. You sometimes think it's going to be your week if you hold putts like that. And that's 4 birdies in 5 holes to start round 2. Thank you very much. Good morning, Saturday. Lucas Herbert's making a nice little run as well. 3 birdies in 4 holes for him to start round 2. Slow start, I think. Yes, is it yesterday? Yes, it was yesterday that they went out, and he was 1 over par at the turn. Remember, Diago got to 8 under par in round 1, but he had a late double bogey on the scorecard at the 8th hole.
Nothing there, right? Take your shot.
One of those holes. Do you ever get the driver out, take on the corner? A couple of trees down there on the right-hand side. Sharp dog leg. 11 holes to play, taking it on. And 339 yards. This hole where the pin is located. Breath of breeze. You get about 20 yards from the green if you really catch one.
He's gone after it. I think he's lost it, looking straight back into the sun. Look up into the glare and lose it. Where is it? Where did he go there, Mogsy? We didn't see it.
He was flirting with those trees down the right. I think it's just bled out onto the first cut of the fairway, just beyond them. About 30 yards from the green, not too bad. Yeah, Tyrrell Hatton, this is going to suit his eye. I mean, just probably middle of the fairway, just cut a little bit. It's a very tight fairway to find, this one. You can lay back, give yourself a full gap wedge in. Or be a bit greedy. What are you going to do?
He's had a dig.
Right.
A hair right, but it's not.
I think it's
all right, though.
Huh?
Yeah, that might be in the right rough. Soderberg now. Soderberg broke a record here at the Emirates Golf Club in 2021. What was the record that he broke? Tony and John, question for you. So Soderberg broke a record here in 2021. John, do you know the answer to that one?
Well, you're trying to catch me out here. I know you are. And I haven't got a Scooby-Doo. So go on.
Well, let's see Molinari first. Hold on. I'll see if Tony's got an idea. Soderberg broke a record here in 2021.
Well, John says he's got no idea, and I've got slightly less than that. Tell us.
The fastest ever round on the DP World Tour. He played the 18 holes here, the final round, in 97 minutes.
It's not bad going, is it?
Shot a 75.
Yeah, no wonder.
Lovely birdie from Luke Donald. Now that makes amends a little bit for the missed putt at the last hole. Yeah, he had his brother on the bag and they were running in between shots. He was out there on his own.
To get round in that time, you'd have to use a buggy.
97 minutes, John. You've got to be fit to do that, haven't you?
I couldn't do that.
I'd need a buggy box and I'd need an ambulance waiting for me at the end of the round.
I'm with you, Tony.
I'm trying to think now in the old days, early 80s. Was it Mark Rowe and Rob Lee? Maybe?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Tron.
Yeah.
It was a 2-ball. They got a round in.
It was not as quick as that, but they weren't far off it.
They weren't far off it. Not a bad effort for a 2-ball.
Yeah, 97 minutes around this golf course, though, in 18 holes.
Unbelievable.
Campillo to match, no, I was going to say to match Donald with the 3. I didn't expect you to know the answer. It was just a chance to.
It's just a chance to show off your knowledge, wasn't it?
Well, it's not often that players play 18 holes in a DP World Tour event in just over an hour and a half.
No, you have to think though, if you play it that fast and you're running, you know, you're first out, you've had a bad week, your game's out of kilter, and basically you just want to get it done, don't you? And set a record, which is a bit of fun for us.
Yeah.
And it gives you the opportunity to make John Morgan and me look like idiots.
Well, it wasn't it wasn't an obvious answer. At least in the end, well, you know, anyway.
No, I do find that interesting, I must say. I mean,
remember about Chase Hanna? You saw him up on the leaderboard yesterday?
Yeah.
And his lovely wife, Hannah.
Hannah.
Yeah. Tyrrell Hatton, Francesco Molinari and Shane Lowry. Game number 15. Would you be surprised if we didn't see all three of those players teeing it up at Marco Simone?
I would be surprised. Yes, I absolutely would. I mean, you know, Hatton and Lowry, you'd have to think, you know, they locked on. Molinari, he just needs to putt better over the season to get there. At the moment, his weakness has been his striking, which is super strange.
Well, that's been I would think he would admit the main issue for him is his driving over the last couple of years. And he's been working really hard with Dennis Pugh, who's kind of semi-retired now, but still works very hard with Francesco to try and get the long game back in order. Missed the fairway here, John.
He has. He's a long way from home as well. Pulled it left, went for safety, didn't catch it. And he's found a horrible lie in this thick, wet grass as well. And it's a hard pin to get close. I mean, it's halfway up this green on the right-hand side, over a little knuckle. He's been short-siding himself. We've seen it all yesterday. He nearly did it there on the last hole. Got a bit of good fortune, but he's going to have to play one here. Sure, from where he is, the screen's looking pretty narrow. Half of the screen covered in shadow. Pins in the shadows. The sun's still rising after an early start. Now, flex those muscles now, Frankie. You're going to need it. Nine iron in hand, and it's all of it.
Yeah, just to give you an idea, Tony, he was up in the 2021-22 season. He was 161st in strokes gained driving on the PGA Tour. Francesco Molinari.
Wow. I mean, that's a combination I know of, you know.
That's the season before last.
Yes, but, you know, that's the combination of distance and accuracy, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, he's not the longest hitter out there. We know that. He's sort of medium length. But, yeah, that sort of indicates that the driver is a bit wayward.
Yeah, things have improved, though.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's still a head-scratcher because, you know, for so long, for a decade, we always said he was one of the best strikers, certainly one of the best drivers on the planet.
Yeah, it was his go-to.
Yeah,
it, really?
100%. You know, where other guys were hitting 3-iron off the tee on narrow par fours, he was just threading it down there with a driver. So, yeah, I suppose the years march on to little things change in your swing, equipment changes. You know, who knows where the issue comes from.
I think he was trying to get a bit more length as well, maybe. Anyway, to Lowry now.
Yeah, going to try one in here. Pitch it about 20, 25 feet short up the bank. Hopefully it releases. Yeah, look at that. Excellent stuff.
Oh, beautiful. He always looks like his hands are resting so lightly on the club. You know, when he finishes the follow-through, it looks like he could take two fingers and just lift it out of his hands. Light touch, great feel.
Well, needing a touch here. 48 yards for Tyrrell. Nice lie in the right rough, though. He's got away with this. Bit short-sighted himself. Got to play one.
And has. Oh, on that angle. That is beautifully judged.
Yeah, two very good looks at birdies coming up now. Donald, after what was a fabulous birdie at 17. Still very soft. The Emirates Golf Club.
Lovely,
a lot of rain.
Johnny McLaren on the bag.
That's right, long socks.
Johnny Long Socks. Oh, wish I'd known that. Would have made an effort to catch it. He caddied for me for a season. John McLaren, I'm surprised he survived it.
I was going to say, it's amazing he's still out here then.
I mean, he's such a good guy, such a good man, Johnny. Oh my goodness.
Well, he's had a couple left, now one right.
Oh, okay, it's dug in. We saw Hatton lose it right yesterday and went under the bushes, almost out of bounds. But that is, and that looked like a really soft swing, like he doesn't trust it, and it still wasn't a great strike.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? 1 week to the next. Second last week, struggling to make the cut. Here's Molinari.
Yeah, it's a weird old game, isn't it? You know, when you've had an awful week 1 week, it's a joy, the fact that you know next week you can be a god. But when you've had a great week, you're also worried that next week you could be a dog.
Well, here's a player who's been Mr. Consistency really over the years on the DP World Tour, Campillo.
Too far left and too flat. Yeah, got a bit of a lie, but surely that's a layup.
Well, if Hatton and Lowry can make their putts, they'll move to 4 under par, which would be in a share of 12th place.
Well, it's a role reversal here. What was it? Shane give Tyrrell the free read the previous hole. And it's straight back. Now Tyrrell's giving Shane the free read on similar lines. Tyrrell to go first. Let's see what it does. Easy to judge this one with the shadows across the green.
He wasn't happy with his putt on the par 3. Missed that chance after getting the Lowry read at the last, and then that one there, not really threatening. Made the weekend on the cut line last year, Shane Lowry, and then moved up the leaderboard over the weekend, finished top 25 in the end. But he's way inside the cut mark right now. Will be even further in if he can just pop this one in. Par 5, 18th to come.
Beautiful. Might have learnt a little something there from Hatton, but good stroke. Broad Lowry smile. Always lights up a room.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it the other day when we were watching him about the Roots video from the European Tour social media team did. 10 minutes, well worth a watch. The star of the show was Grandma Lowry, who, you know, gave him, she said, whatever happens, Shane, keep your feet on the ground. And it's something I think he's taken to heart.
Yeah, and he's always been a grounded guy, hasn't he? Lovely little pitch. Love watching him play those shots. Just, you can just see exudes feel.
You know, when you watch certain sportsmen, you know, like a Roger Federer, the way, you know, the club or the racket just seems an extension of their arms. It just seems so natural. And that's what you feel when you're watching Shane Lowry as well. 2020 champion Lucas Herbert amongst the chasers there. Richard Bland with the advantage. Julien Brune said he had a chance to birdie 17, birdied 18 as well. So 3 birdies in a row now, either side of coming back for his second round. So is he to be the 3rd Frenchman in a row to win on the DP World Tour? Marcus Helikilde, the #1 player on the Challenge Tour, season before last. He's moving up the leaderboard. There is Shane Lowry now, just a shot outside the top 10. Yeah, Ewan Ferguson, we were watching him a little bit on day 1. He eagled his opening hole yesterday afternoon, the 10th, and that's why he's at 3 under par. Callum Hill, we were talking about his health issues. Nice to see him back, even though he had a couple of double bogeys late in his first round. He's up at 3 under par. In range for Luke Donald?
It'll have to be his absolute best with a with a 3-wood if he can.
You know, not much wind really to deal with, is there? So
No. Ooh.
56 weeks as the world #1. It's a decade or so ago now.
Just a layup. Yeah, it would have been a risk. 252 early morning. And his strength is his accuracy, not his length. But you know what? He's as good from there as most guys are from around the edge of the green. Now this hybrid out of the juicy stuff. He's going to have to get a strike on it. Maybe he's going to just blow it over the back of the green. No. Wow. Great shot. Must have had a good lie there, Rich. Must have been sitting up.
Yes, but still, I mean, it was
still a great shot.
Yeah, excellent from Campillo. Back on the tee. Lowry and co. waiting. We saw Sebastian Soderberg going the right rough. He's already played his second. Warming up nicely now, John.
Yeah, warming up absolutely lovely now, Richard. As the guys step on this 18th tee. Last of the first 9 holes they played in the second round. Until that now, a spot of bother hitting it off this tee. Going too far left and cuts it towards the bushes down the right. It suits a nice draw from right to left to get into position 8. Run through is about 326 yards to the water. It's a bit too soft. I think it'll stop just before that. The ideal line, just take out the right edge of those left trees you see at the corner, at the start of the fairway, and just absolutely rip one.
Oh, that is a hard, more like a hook than a draw. He'll have to get lucky in there.
Yeah, he's clattered the trees, I can see it. It looks like he's got a half decent lie. If he's got a gap between the trees, we'll have to wait and see. Tin up way on the right hand side, has to shave those trees right by the tee box on the left. Hit an absolute Daniel dart if he wants to find this fairway. If he gets ahead of it, comes out of it, plays his normal fade, he's back where he possibly was yesterday. He wouldn't want that.
Yeah, the Emirates course is a course that definitely favours the draw. Way more holes suited to a right to left than a left to right shape. Soderberg laid up in the semi. Would like to have been on the short grass for control. Doesn't like this either. I don't know why. It's not disastrous.
Maybe he can't find his game because he can't do 5-hour rounds around it. It has to be under 2 hours.
I think that's hooking too quickly as well, isn't it? Surely. Is it gonna, it can't find fairway, no.
Yeah, he's just out of rhythm at the moment, Molinari. And we've seen it. You ask the players here, in general, I know there are some exceptions to the rules, Tony, is Hatton the only one to find the fairway here. Given the rough is wet, so juicy, ball, and also the lift clean in place, ball in hand,
yeah,
finding the fairway makes such a difference.
Huge. It's a massive difference. Donald after the layup. I'd be expecting this within 12 feet for this man. Keep going. Oh, disappointing. 15 feet. He's let us down. Smart shot, though. Why get cute with the water? You don't need to.
So a 70-footer at the 5th has given Richard Bland the advantage over Ian Poulter. Julian Brun, who turned in 32 shots. Remember, he's on the back nine. It's a par 37, the back nine. The front nine, par 35. You've got the 3 par 5s on the back nine, and here is one of them.
6 feet 4 inches. There's no way. If you lay a 6-foot man down there, you'd have to put him on the rack for 4 months to get that to be 6 feet.
You shouldn't be questioning technology, Tony.
Well, I'll tell you what, I know what a 6-footer looks like. Luke Donald's 6 feet. If you lay him down there, he's only halfway to the hole.
Fabulous second, wasn't it? Out of the rough from Campillo. Good part, good part, great part. How about that? What an eagle from the Spaniard. Looked a very unlikely 3 off the tee, but no birdies on the card, and no birdie there either. Muy bien, Jorge.
From there, it's only going one place, isn't it? And that's southbound. Beautifully held.
And putted a few like that, didn't he, at Qatar a couple of years ago when he won the playoff. Oh, a lot of putts like that. Poor old David Drysdale on the receiving end of them. Soderberg, who's had a much better round so far, but it's a long way back when you shoot 76 on day one to try and make the cut. Yeah, one birdie, all the rest pars for the sweep. So here's that putt of 6 feet or so.
No.
Donald.
We'll count the paces when he walks up to the hole. 3 feet per pace. I'm saying no more.
Yeah.
Good 15 feet. But you know what? You know, they've got the lasers and the machinery that behind the green. You know, on the angle, it's not always an exact science. Sideways on, I think, yes. But when it's, you know, you're looking down the line, it's much harder for the technology to work hyper accurately.
Well, what sort of look does Lowry have down there, I wonder? John's had a look, I think. Molinari also looked close to the trees.
Yeah, not a great life from Molinari. Sat well down in this 200 yards, just hacking out down the fairway, short of the water. Well, Larry's in between a couple of mines here. There's a couple of spindly trees in front of him on the hard panel where it's all compacted in the wasteland down the left-hand side, clouded into the trees. He's looking over at Tyrrell. He's giving him the nod. So Tyrrell Patton's going to head on and go. Only man to find the fairway. We'll come back to Shane in a minute. He's out with the old fairway metal. And he can get home, no questions asked. Not a breath of breeze out here.
Good strike. Just swept it off the top. No divot. There she is. Just past Panay left. Good shot.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Came down like a butterfly with sore feet. Now, some Lowry magic.
Looks, Morgie, like he's trying to take it up that left-hand gap between the two buildings with a slidey cut.
Yeah, that means he's got to start it over the stands on the left-hand side and bring it back if he's going to take it on. He's got an option to easily hit back out on the ferry, but he's feeling confident. Here we go. This could be the shot of the week. He's got a cut. No, it's not. This is in the stands.
Oh, apologies if you heard any language there. Got a clatter.
Heard it land hard, just a question of where it's finished.
Hopefully it's in amongst the volleybonds.
Yeah, you just don't need a rock hard bouncing off over to, you know, out of bounds over the back.
Well, anyone having a nice little early morning snack would have jumped out their socks there.
Spilt the Bucks fizz.
Oh, not off. Jeez Louise.
So, Jorge Campillo, after that brilliant eagle, makes the turn. Tough first hole.
Down the right wing, is it? Is it? Is it? That's okay. Yeah, that's safe. Yeah, you know, you go down the right side, it's safer, but it makes the second shot a lot longer on that hard right to left dog leg.
A nice pin position, just a couple of yards on the green. Very centralised today. Not a breath of breeze, but with 90 yards to go. Going to try and make this one dance. Don't want to get too much spin on this. We're back in the water. Back control, just play just on the hint of safety. Just a yard or two past it. Looks like a mill pond. Nothing like it was yesterday. I had waves on it yesterday in the wind.
Not a cloud in the sky, is there?
Beautiful sound effects.
Do you recognise the birds when they're making all those noises?
Most of them, yeah. Those are just crows and ravens. And just make a racket, don't they, really? But yeah, I recognise quite a few of them. Got some stunning birds out here too. They've got the Indian rollers, beautiful blues and little green bee-eaters, tiny little bird. You often see them perched on the crowd control ropes, hawking for insects.
Now, John, Shane Lowry, what's going on?
Well, the ball is just above his head up in the stands there, so he's just taking it nearest point to where he is. Not affecting his backswing, so this is where he's dropping it, but he's on a bit of a nice edge where he's chipping from as well. Soft down here in the rough, not easy, compact where people have been walking. Now he's going to drop it, what the lie's going to be like. Sat down a little bit, but yeah, you got water right. And green, plenty of green to the left. You want to get this close, you've got to dice with the edge of the green here.
Morgie, his second shot sounded like it clipped something. Did it clip something and take the side spin off it so it didn't fade?
Yeah, it did. I mean, it was a hard pan. I didn't hear anything. It just seemed like it came out super pure, but had nothing on it. But the thing was, he was on a slight of an upslope, and you know, being a righty, you have a tendency to pull him left, so it was a hard shot to pull off.
Love watching him play these, though, don't we, Morgie?
What's that, Tony?
Love watching him play these shots.
Oh, well, he's a bit of a master, isn't he? If you ever wanted someone to chip for you, I think it'd be this man, if I'm honest. So if he can come up with some magic, he could. He's something down for birdie now. That was the play. Play for the stands. You know, you could either get to the drop zone, something like that, give yourself a simple chip.
It's all about the strike, and it's often in the lap of the gods out of that fluff. Yeah, that's down to the lie. You'll be disappointed with that.
Well, we haven't seen him hit a fairway yet.
He can get it out there too. He can hit it miles if he catches one.
Yeah. Catch you up in a minute.
That's better.
Back
Much
in.
better.
Yeah. It's a little easier from those kind of lies.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, Rich. The rough is, you know, it's a test anyway, but when it's wet, well, after the rain we've had, you know, fairway's a 10 and rough is a 4.
Well, eagle effort coming up for Hatton after that glorious fairway medal to the heart, well, part of this green. With a monster putt coming his way there, 45, 50 feet down the slope, a break towards the water.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Excellent effort.
Yeah, first birdie of the day, 4th of the round for Tyrrell Hatton, so he turns in 33, 4 under par for round 2, as it is for the tournament. Bogeyed this hole yesterday before the little break, and then heading out again. 4 under par now, alongside Shane Lowry. They're 4 off the lead. Richard Bland dropped a shot at 6, so 8 under is ahead. Ian Poulter's dropped a shot at that hole as well, so he's back at 7 under.
My goodness. You'd have to wait a long time to see a bigger misread than that.
Can't see the green from where they're standing. Slightly uphill, that bunker protecting this opening green. Superb, yeah.
Excellent shot. You're uphill to the green. You can't see the green, which is always a little discomforting, and that's well worked out and well executed.
Oh, ball came to rest just in the cusp of the grass there before it goes down towards the water. Now an uphill putt for birdie off the left.
Well, disappointing for Shane to missed out at the par 5 13th as well, but he's nicely placed right now. But they'll be thinking, you know, if the weather stays like this, you know, Rory McIlroy starting the day at 6 under par, he could well double that. Perfect conditions, really, especially in comparison to the wind and rain that has greeted these players over the first couple of days. Shadows, blue sky. Tester for par, though, for Molinari. Oh dear.
All about the first putt there, wasn't it, Richard? I mean, that was a 3.5 foot misread, nearly 4 feet from where he was. That is just, well, was it a misread or was it just a catastrophic stroke? Didn't look bad.
Gambier's just missed the green here at 1. Soderberg the last to play.
It's just bizarre, isn't it? Second last week, you come out this week and you cannot come close to finding the middle of the club face.
And, you know, is it, you know, maybe a little bit of the pressure playing with Luke Donald, or is it just one of those things?
Nah, it's just one of those things. It's just golf, isn't it, Rich? It's bizarre, you know, when you think these guys hit hundreds of thousands of balls.
And Julian Brune missed the cut last week in Abu Dhabi, and there he is, 5 under for the round. Golf.
That sums it up. Nasty little 4-letter word, isn't it?
Well, there is Lowry and Hatton, so it's going to be fun watching to see if they can make some further progress over the front 9, try and get a little bit closer to those leaders at the top. It's one of those holes, I think, you have 4 4s this week. You'd be happy with that, Tony?
Yeah, there's a lot of par 4s out here, Rich, where you take 4 4s. This is certainly one of them, especially for a guy like Donald, who's not a particularly long hitter. This is a tough hole.
Well, I think given where he's put his second, he might not be that happy with a 4. He might be eyeing for 3 right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely. But no, you're right. Over the week, 4 4s. A lot of holes like that. 6. I beg your pardon. 5, 6, 8, 9. I mean, the closing stretch on that front 9 is so difficult.
Seen a lot of players coming out of fluffy lies and having to deal with that for their chip shots. Different equation here for Soderberg.
Yeah, tightly cut. You know, a lot of the poor chippers don't. They prefer being just in the semi-rough where you've got grass under it. I don't know. I think he's a pretty good chipper, but of the poor chippers, they would rather not be on really tight cut fairways. Good chippers love it.
I think he's going to allow Campillo to go first hit. Although neither of them seem in a particular hurry.
He's got a similar walk to Padraig Harrington, hasn't he, Campillo? He's got that rocking side-to-side lilt as he strolls along.
Last season was his 11th successive year in the top 100 on the Race to Dubai. Not a prolific winner, but very consistent player.
It took him a long time to get over the line, didn't he?
In Morocco,
yeah,
2019.
He had a host of seconds, and we all started worrying for him, wondering if he would ever get it done. But he did. Look at the amount of break on this. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, no. Great try, though.
And after the putt at the last, he's got his iron.
Satisfying putt, that, isn't it? All the way, it's got a chance. Even if it misses, you know you've put a great stroke on it. Soderberg. Narrow stance. Keeps the head centered. Easier to keep it still with a narrow stance too. Back foot. Go on, go on. Beautifully played. He's a man who looks like he knows what he's doing when he's over the ball with those little chips. That was great technique.
Well, it's all been a little ragged, but the scorecard says it's all been clean. Made a great par getting up and down at 16, and now makes a great birdie here at hole number 1. And suddenly the cut line may be within reach.
Hatton away first. And this group.
Hold still there, guys. Yeah. Just stop for a couple of minutes. Thank you. 7 of them.
Kick out of there. Almost. Half decent lie. There we go. Yes, it is all right, Shane. In fact, it's better than that. It's beautiful.
Well, fresh 9. Hopefully a fresh beginning for Molinari. He's got work to do if he wants to play more golf beyond the 9 holes that are coming up.
You wonder how his long game's gone off. When you look at this, it's simplicity in itself. The swing that he and Dennis Pugh have built up over the years just doesn't look like a lot can go wrong. I wonder what it is, what the issue is.
Well, he's found the fairway here. Great group to watch. 2 Open champions and a 4-time Rolex Series winner.
And it's Larry who banks the HSBC in Abu Dhabi.
Masterful performance by Molinari, BMW PGA champion.
He is the 2020 BMW PGA Championship winner.
He's not scared to win the big events, is he, Hatton? Rolex events, BMW PGA.
Although the majors, I mean, not really featured as much as maybe you might expect, but maybe that's to come. Donald. Well done. Nice couple of birdies, 3 under now.
Nice putt there from 4 feet, Richard. Oh, stop it, Johnston, stop it.
Okay. Well, there you go, that first hole, we just saw 2 birdies, so much for 4 pars there all week.
Yeah, no, but you are right. Beginning of the week in your practice rounds, it is a hole you're thinking, yeah, 4 fours. I'll take that and move along.
John Molinari now.
Yeah, long way from home, 193, and the pin's only on 6 over the bunker, uphill. Needs plenty of height. This has got to go.
Sounded a little bit heavy, which is...
Well, we haven't seen a worse plug lie than the one we saw from Hatton yesterday.
Oh, I
was
don't think I've seen a worse plug lie, actually, in... When I was out on the tours for 35 years, I never saw a worse plug lie than that. It was just...
I thought you were going to get the bucket and spade out yesterday with that one for a Hatton, John.
Oh.
I know. I mean, they did say, though, after all the extreme weather that they've had, you know, the sand has run in the bunkers, they've had to try and repack it. It's got a little bit softer. Unfortunately, Hatton got the brunt of that. Now, Shane Lowry, over 160 yards to go. Now he can hit 8 iron here. I reckon he's going to lean on this, get some spin, height. Carry will be enough to reach the green. Tight pin.
Well, easy chipping from over there.
Well, he had the length, but he didn't have the line on that one. I think that's why he's a bit gutted. But Tyrrell Hatton here has got away with this. This one just scooted out of the thicker rough, right onto the edge, and he's drawn a beautiful lie. I mean, in between, he could get a little bit of a jumpy one if he's not careful. Just a couple of blades of grass behind it, but it's very minimal. Just a yard closer than Lowry. 8 iron as well in hand.
Yeah, well done. Just coming up over a little ridge there and down the other side, but it's okay. Short par for second. Luke not liking it. Oh goodness me, you can see why. I hope that hasn't kicked. Oh, there it is. I was hoping it didn't kick too far left in amongst the trees.
That lady down the left there, completely oblivious to the golf ball that was running within 20 feet of her heels. Well, given the weather conditions, you think Soderberg still needs another 3 minimum unanswered birdies.
Yeah, with these weather conditions and the course drying out a little, I'd be surprised if it didn't go to 2 under, and that'll do very nicely.
Yeah, 1 under, very much favourite at the moment, but yeah, I mean, you've got 63 players that are 2 under and better. Yeah. Yeah, probably make 2 under favourite, actually. So, Johnny, we just saw Soderberg chip in from just this spot.
Yeah, Shane's got to fancy this one. Plenty of green to work with. Right there on lovely lie. I mean, you get the lift clean in place. He's on the closely mown area. I've got a feeling it's going to be Molinari, Francisco Molinari to go first in the bunker. Pitched in the bank. Luckily for him, and came out. Didn't plug. Lovely lie now on the flat surface. It makes this tough. He's well down below and pin's quite tight towards him. It's one of those, if I give him like 10 shots, I reckon he pretty much nearly hold 2, I reckon. So he's got to fancy this. Smash out to the front edge and let it release towards the hole.
Nicely done. Deep bunker, isn't it? All the flex in the knees, trying to get the club coming in a little shallower to maximise the loft of the club face. Excellent.
Well, you're the master of the bunker play. He played that nice there, Tony.
Didn't he just?
But it's one of those kind of like very inviting bunker shot that was. Right, Shane, the magic man with the hands. Keep going back to that 1A hold at the 17th at Pebble Beach that time. Beautiful shot from the right of the green. Just seems to come up with some wondrous chips. So much flair and imagination in between the ears. Here we go. Back at the stance.
Oh, it was dead on line. Dead on line. I mean, you just knew it was never going to be outside of a foot. Brush it in. Take your fall.
Well, it's getting warmer by the minute out here. Getting back to 50 out in a minute. Smother myself.
Well, yeah, I thought we came in the car this morning, you had the shorts on. I thought, it's brave, but you knew what was coming.
I did. The tide has turned. Now, and this will be some 3. Tough hole, this first hole. So he plays uphill this putt.
I just saw a little too much in it. Started it exactly where he was aiming. Donald. These are not easy from this range. 65-yarder.
Yikes.
He was trying to squeeze it and get ball first, but he's got it a bit skinny. Talk about using a slope. Spun that back 30 feet, which you can do off that hard packed sand, especially when it's damp underneath. .58 to go for Soderberg. Come on. 4 birdies required. Here's the place to start. Par 5 to come on the next. Just got to get the first one under the belt. And yes, I think we'll give it to him. Great shot.
Well, yeah, birdie at the first, birdie at the second. I mean, he's got to play this front 9 in 30 shots, probably. Good start.
Excellent start. And we know he can get it home easily in 2 on the next hole, the par 5. This was just gorgeous, wasn't it? That's what you need. Back-to-back birdies. Get the belief. Hang on, I can do this.
Yeah, Jordan Smith actually went out in 76 in round 1, and he's actually 5 under through 8 holes of his second round, and he's got himself to 1 under, so it can be done. Richard Bland took so long for that breakthrough win on the DP World Tour. He has the 1-shot lead. Tyrrell in discussions with his caddy Mick.
Are they opting for driver here, Richard?
Yeah.
And I don't blame him. We were having this discussion yesterday, chaps, weren't we? You know, why they don't kind of lay up, you know, find the fairway and play a longer shot in. I think it's because the meat of this fairway is very early doors once you get onto it, and you still leave yourself 120 yards, but it's a very narrow, snaky fairway as well as that, with trouble left and right. So they think, do you know what, I'm going to try and take it all out of play, get as far up there as I can, and deal with it from there. Playing 345 to the pin from here. You have to hit your personal best to get anywhere near this green today.
Yeah, but if you do miss it, don't miss it right with that tight right pin. Soderberg was up the left wing is so much nicer.
Yeah. Get your shot.
Well, they've done a lot of work, the greenkeepers, I've got to say. I mean, a deluge of rain that has fallen. They've worked wonders to give us a great playing surface for the players.
Yeah, they must be looking at the skies, John, thinking, thank goodness for that.
Yeah, finally their dreams have come true. And Shane, cutting loose, likes it.
Okay, in the rough, but not far from the green. All the green to work with, no bunkers in the way.
Yeah, it's a tricky, lovely hole, this second. It really does. Question yourself, do you take it on left edge of the green, get driver out, smack it as hard as you can, or lay up, hopefully find the fairway and leave yourself about 120 yards in.
Looks happy.
You should be.
Soderberg to tap his in for the birdie. Donald is chipped up. Campillo for his birdie. You've got to hit it. Okay. Frustrating, isn't it? At any level. In the jaws short.
Yeah, you know, but maybe just greens will probably speed up a little bit as the day goes on. A little of that moisture will be sapped out by the warming sunshine. Now, we saw Luke Donald really miscue one from the waist area, went over the back of the green, so he's chipped to here. This left for par for the Ryder Cup captain. Three under par, and you come to a short par four like this, you don't really want to be giving one back here.
No, you're right, Richard. It's a hole you're thinking about 3 on the tee, definitely not 5. It's a bit of a throwaway.
Well, he's one behind John Rahm in terms of Rolex Series victories, is Tyrrell Hatton. Rahm winning the last event in Dubai, the DP World Tour Championship in November, to make it 5 to Hatton's 4. Hatton finished runner-up to Rahm. Molinari, the only one of our trio in the fairway.
Well, we got some interesting shots coming our way. You're not wrong, Tony. You called out that pin over on the right-hand side, close to the bunker. It looks like it's just like 2 yards from the edge of the green. I mean, literally. I mean, you got two balls here with a lot of mud on it, and they're in the rough, so they can't clean it. And it's right in their hitting zone as well. So it could be Tyrrell Hatt's got like 52. It's going to be Francisco Molinari to go first. He's on the fairway, on the cut stuff, and thank goodness for that. He's got 55 yards. The man with the best angle, Shane Lowry. Still not a great angle, actually, because he's got 50 yards from the left side, and he's got a big jockey behind the ball. And
Morgie, these right pins on the second, surely it's a good argument to lay up and leave yourself 100 yards in off the fairway.
Yeah, for this case, I think you're probably right with this actual pin location down the right side of this green. I think anything down the right side of this green, it's a good job to lay back. It's quite a daunting task. You've got to lay back probably about to 130 yards. I think that's what they're reluctant to do, because they know you can get 50 yards from the green. So it's kind of that, let's get up there and see if we can work some magic. But this is quite damp down this right-hand side of this fairway where Francisco Molinari's come to. He's opened up the blade. Going for high, got to flirt with the bunker if you want to be close to this pin.
Fortunate.
Par 5, third hole.
He's long Soderberg. If he can cane one here and find the fairway, it needs to keep drifting right, and does. Oh, that's a beauty. No question he can get home in 2. Pointing at the club face as if he didn't quite catch it, perhaps.
From 52, seemed to come out nice. Oh, nearly pitches it straight in there.
Yeah, close to the slam dunk from Hatton.
You could see the reaction when he hit it. He could feel the ball just sliding off the club face in that wet rough. He knew it was going to come out spin free. Not far away, was it, from plowing straight in there?
Shane Lowry's actually just played his second shot.
He made that look easy, didn't he?
How far away is it, John?
I would say about 10 feet, 8 feet and 10 feet. Great shots from the short side of themselves.
Yeah, that wasn't particularly easy, was it? Simple, though. Didn't take too much time. Jack Flash.
Just about 600 yards this hole.
Pushed that tee a long way forward, Rich, haven't they, though, to give these guys a better chance. 90 yards up. Man, there is a back tee that's so far back you don't even notice it in the practice rounds unless the players are on it.
Yeah, they pushed the tee forward at 3 and at 12 as well. Both days so far.
Fair enough. Although I do like to see occasional proper 3-shotters in the modern game. It's a rarity. I mean, these days, if you want to make it a 3-shotter for these guys with new equipment, you've got to make it 700 yards. 600 yards is a drive. It's easily reachable for these guys. Cute little chip.
Yeah, one of those you fancy really, don't you? You're perched up a little bit, looking down. Needs some spark, Francesco Molinari. Otherwise, what's been a bright start to 2023 could result in a couple of days off.
Yeah, well, nearly slam dunking it. Tyrrell now got his beady eyes on this one. This one's got to break off the left, maybe just out the ball outside it. I think they knew what they were doing, Tony. Me and you got it wrong. They knew what they were doing. Didn't need to lay up.
Frustrated, isn't he?
Yeah, he held some good putts at the start of round 2, that 60-footer at 12. But since he's come out this morning, the putter's gone a little cold. Had a lot of good looks, Hatton, hasn't made any of them.
Yeah, coming out of his putts pretty early after he's hit it, knowing that he's not holding it. One was tracking though on the 18th for eagle. I must admit a little bit more, and that was going to disappear on him. But this was a great shot from Shane Lowry from the left rough. Big load of mud he had to go through, strike. Just it right near the hole like that. Now this has just got a little hit and left to right on it. But not that much.
No. Always looked left. The second it came off the putter, looked like he overjudged it.
Yeah, disappointing pars for both Lowry and Hatton. Stay at 4 under. Cut has a move to 2 under already now, so likely to stay there, you would think, in all likelihood all day, but we shall see. Which gives you an idea of what Molinari needs to do over the closing 7 holes. Look at the lake there. It's glass-like now. Very different, lovely reflections. Julien Bruin's made a nice progress so far this morning. He finished 3rd in the Mauritius Open, which was the last event of 2022. Soderberg. Terrific start to this front 9.
Surprised if he doesn't birdie this too for 3 in a row. There you go. Dead on line. Just changed gears, hasn't he? The last couple of holes. Quickly to Campillo.
Well, we saw him out the rough at 18. Get one on board. Not this time.
Yeah, not the best leave either. You don't have a lot of options sometimes out of that rough. Can go left or right.
So there's the back tee if they played the full 600, but this is where we are, well, round 1 and 2.
Yeah, they brought the tee well up, reducing this hole quite considerably. Normally 601 yards, and yeah, to carry the bunker down the left would normally be like over 360 yards, so that's a no-go. But now they can take it on. Not a breath of breeze. This was straight into the teeth of the wind yesterday and the day before. So this hole playing completely different. Cracking par 5, very demanding tee shot, must find fairway. Out with driver.
line's good. Good strike too. He was absolutely nailed that one.
Shane Lowry here. This will suit his high. Suit his eye. Suits a nice little draw. The camber of the fairway kind of goes from right to left. You like a bit of that. Aim at the right half of the fairway and just cut loose. Chuck a bit of the hands at it.
That's not finding fairway.
Yeah, overcooked it, Tony.
Expectations are high when you're watching Luke Donald play from this kind of range. Been working very hard with Jamie Goff, his coach, which is why he actually came into the year with some high expectations. He'll be disappointed with that one. Very disappointed.
Yeah, he's thinking 10 feet or probably less from that range. Hold your line. Hold your line. Oh.
We talk about the cut mark being at 2 under par. Great to see Andrew Beef Johnston on that mark at 2 under par at the moment. He's been more than a year out as Beef, so great effort so far. Still got work to do, but he's on that mark at 2 under par. Here's Campillo's third now at the par 5 third hole.
Almost very good. Yeah, I've missed Beef in the last year. Love catching up with him early in the week when he plays. He's always a breath of fresh air, always cheerful, chirpy, and great fun. Nice to have him back, it really is.
It must feel strange coming back on tour after so long away. Richard Bland's got company. Julien Brun has birdied the par 3 fourth hole. So he is 6 under for the round now, the Frenchman. Taken a little while to settle into professional life, Brun, when he turned pro over well, he won as an amateur, didn't he, on the Challenge Tour? When he turned pro, everyone thought, here, you know, watch out for this guy. And it took him, basically, it's taken him about a decade to get onto the DP World Tour and become a contender.
Yeah, it's not easy out there. So many fine players, all ultra capable. Eagle putt. Well, how well would this go down? Straight into red numbers. It would be like gold. First job done though. Make sure you 2-putt it from long range. Get your birdie. Get back to level par. 3 in a row. Great start to this 9. Another couple required.
And it just shows the importance of those par saves that we saw from him at the start of today when he returned. And now that he's got the good vibes, some tough holes in amongst the ones that he needs to make a few birdies, but striking the ball a lot better now. He found the fairway at 1, 2 and 3, which he wasn't doing in the latter end of that back 9. Long birdie putt for Donald.
Got a chance. Got a chance. Still a disappointing 5 for him though. Anytime Donald's within such 70, 80, 90 yards of the green. He's thinking about getting it up and down. Still smiling though. This would be an excellent up and down for birdie if he can pop this in. No, it didn't threaten it.
Yeah, it's a great year for golf. We've got back-to-back weeks with the Ryder Cup, obviously Donald in charge of that, and the Solheim Cup, both in Europe as well. They're in Campillo's country land for the Solheim in the south of Spain, in Rome for the Ryder Cup. Now Molinari would love to be there.
Well, he's waiting.
Technical issues though.
And Francesco Molinari's drawn a beautiful lie down his right side. He's having a go at it. Squeeze it up the right-hand side. He's pulled it.
Crept into the bunker.
But he's played in 3 Ryder Cups, Molinari. He got a 100% record.
Well, with the best of the bunch in the middle, 240 out, second shot. A little downslope, ball below his stance.
Not his best, but no problem over there for Hatton. Shane Lowry laid up here, so about to play his 3rd shot into this par 5.
Chris, you might need to duck. He's staying
For
on.
that, we'll head off to
We're
the
good, we're good.
4th tee. They were misjudging this one, Tony, in the wind. First couple of days, saw quite a lot of players come up short.
Yeah, bad misjudgment, you know. Elevated tee, wind into their faces. Yeah, a lot of them coming up 10, 15 yards short of the green. Much easier today. Flag back left, 31 on, 8 off the left. Plan here is just try and get it pin high, just short of pin high. Maybe 15, 20 feet right of the flag. It's a pretty small target when you're standing on that tee. It's 186 yards too. It's not exactly a pushover. Happy. Oh, you joking.
Well, that ends that little run.
3 birdies in a row, and then do that. You just hate yourself after that.
You don't feel necessarily like the water's in play either, do you?
Not with that back left flag.
No.
You've got the whole green to work with. Oh, that's a catastrophic error. And look at that when you see. Get back to him. That's really sad.
Oh, 110 yards round about for Shane Lowry from the right side of this fairway. Nice angle to attack for your 3rd. And that atrocious lie down the left over the bunker. It's his only option to lay up. Pin right at the back of the screen, 32 on. Just in the shadow of a palm tree that's over the back of the screen. Oh, the sun's rising. See how he plays this one.
Campillo. I mean, what must be going through Soderberg's head right now?
I don't
Beauty
think...
says Campillo, by the way, and I think he's being sarcastic.
Yeah, I think he was. I think what's going through Soderberg's head is not fit for public consumption right now. He will be...
I mean, you say to yourself, listen, let's make the turn, let's start making these birdies. Give ourselves a, big check. You know, I'm in the top 10 of the race to Dubai. Follow up last week, you know, a lot, $9 million prize fund. Make the cut. There's a good check to get here. And then you go and stick it in the water.
A tough shot coming your way here for Francisco Molinari. The dreaded 50-yard bunker shot to a back pin. How greedy do you want to be? Do you want to fly it all the way? What are you going to do? Oh, no.
Skinny and way over the back.
Yeah, nearly had our cameraman. You can see it there, well over the green. Just caught it a bit too skinny. Easily done.
Well, the good news is he caught alive. That's about the only good news.
It might be a little result of that very wet sand as well. Club bounces rather than cuts into the sand. It's a lonely old walk on the way back there, Johnny.
Yes, it is. I mean, Tyrrell hit a cracking shot bell out up the right, which is the ideal place. Don't be short swing yourself down this left. This green falls away on you, closely mown area. But yeah, he's drawn not a bad line. The rough, plenty of green to work with. He's been stalking this one. Subtly, I think he fancies it. He's got his eyes on the prize of where he's going to land it, all downhill.
Well, one hand off the club, not always a bad sign. Well, not great, but best of the three.
Yeah, good bad one.
Yeah, I mean, didn't have much to beat, did he really?
No, no, he did not. A good indifferent one. It's not a bad one.
It's like when they do that beat the pro and the pro's all missed it and you think, come on, amateur. Just knock it in there.
Just stab it forwards. Let it run down. Needs to keep going.
Well, he hasn't held a putt since we've seen him this morning, Tyrrell Hatton. Hope he makes that one. Now look at the club face, wide open here.
This is not easy. Has to get the strike just about perfect, and you know what, he hasn't done badly from there. But that is going to be for a par.
No birdies in round two for Francesco Molinari. I mean, he made that awful start, didn't he, at this part of the course yesterday. He went 3 over par through 2 holes. Been playing catch-up since then. I suppose a chip-in would go and miss again.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Stop.
You'd have to say 5 is predominant number right now. Oh, that stings. You can see the slight dejection.
All
there.
that little bit of adrenaline rush just disappears in one hit.
Let's go to Campillo. This is not straightforward. Oh, he's made it look absolutely simple. Man, that chip can get away from you. It is so fast down there. It's gorgeous, gorgeous little shot.
Yeah, a little touch of class from Campillo. Now, how do you like your heights?
Not too bad, but I'm not sure I'd want to be up there.
I've never done anything like that. I don't know. Wouldn't mind. Especially on a day like today. Better today than yesterday.
Yes. For the par. Needs it, needs it, needs it. Nope. 2 over.
Well, you don't want to say that's it, but 4 back of where he needs to be to carry things through.
Well, he knows now that he needs something special. You know, he's got to just have a little...
But you got 5, 6, 8,
know,
nine,
tough
4
holes.
of the trickier holes on the golf course to finish off your round.
It's a huge ask, but, you know, we know he's a grinder. He's just got to have a little mental reset now.
But never really had it all week so far.
No, hasn't looked like it, has he? You know, there haven't even been little spells where it's gone really well, you know, where he's made a run of birdies. It's just not his week at the moment. Hatton, 4 under par. This would be a nice little job through the pack.
Just wants to see a ball drop, really, as well. Warm that putter up a little bit, like the weather. No. You can't, you know, some days you just can't read the greens. You can't get a feel for them, Tony.
That's true. And other days you go out, you feel like you've hit indifferent, lousy putts and you've misread them and they go in. Well, this looks good for speed. Wow, I tell you what, that is a lovely putt. It's one you never really enjoy to that back left pin from long range. Big left to right break. Well done, Mr. Captain. A wonderful ride with him in the Pilanesberg Park at Sun City this year. And he's quite a shy, not introverted, but quite a reserved guy, Luke. And had him in the car for a couple of hours looking at the wildlife. And
did he get a word in?
Yeah, no, he came out of his shell. I tell you what, we had a great time. We had a great time out there.
You're in your element there, aren't you, as well?
My happy place. Soderbergh, this would be a huge bonus. Oh, you could just see the body language. He's just telling himself, what a fool, what a fool.
Well, yeah, maybe a few other choice words in there as well, but yes, I take your point.
I'm saying what he would be thinking, not what I would be thinking, Rich, or you.
There's a look at where the birdies have come there in the red from this par 3. Just saw one go splash as well from Soderbergh. Hopefully not going to see anything like that here, John.
No, I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, they've extended this pin location from front left to the back middle, has extended the hole by 20 yards than what it was the first day's play. The first round, I should say, was 166, now 186 yards. But, you know, a couple of yards too far. There's a big bunker there to catch your ball. You don't want to be there. So anything a little bit shy. I'm feeling a little bit of breeze back into their faces here on this tee at the 4th.
This would have been a wicked pin in round 1. Into the wind off the left. It would have been a nightmare. At least you've got a chance now. Pretty good. You'd take that if offered on the tee.
Yeah, plays a little bit downhill. I feel like it's 7 irons all round for this 3-ball. That just takes that bunker out of play beyond the flag. That's the only place you don't want to be. This kind of green gathers towards the water on the right-hand side, kind of like a, you know, interesting shaped green. It falls away over a little brow as well. So if you get it coming in nice and low, it might scoot towards this back pin.
I do that every year on this hole.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. I don't like the sound of that.
Well, I can tell you, Tony, that is just hung on for dear life.
Oh, has it, Morgie? Wow.
Did you hear what he said as well?
Boy.
That he said he does that every year at this hole.
Well, aim further left.
You tell him, Tony. You tell him.
Well, he can't hear.
He'll listen to you, I promise. Have it out with him after we get off air.
But Morgie, it stayed dry. There is a little strip, isn't there, of semi-rough. We looked at it on Tuesday and Wednesday and wondered if it would stop it.
And it's a bit softer, isn't it, because of the rain?
It is indeed. Now, this man needs birdies galore now. Tough holes coming up, though.
You've just got to start somewhere. He's made 2 6s on 2 par 5s, not a single birdie to be had. Maybe if you can roll that in and just ignite a bit of a vibe.
Must realise that course.
Well, here's a look at the fifth hole. As you can see, playing exactly to its par so far this week.
God, this is the start of a tough stretch. I mean, 7 the par, 3, you know, off the sort of forwardish left tee, not too bad, but 5, 6, 8, 9, 4 brutal par 4s. Yep, that's what the doctor ordered. Find the fairway.
It must all start feeling real now for Luke Donald. You know, he had the Hero Cup a couple of weeks ago. It's 2023 and the team's starting to maybe take shape.
A lot of planning and organisation in the background. Quite hard to be focused when you're out on the golf course, to focus on your golf.
You're not seeing too many captains during their captaincy really threaten too many wins. Davis Love didn't he?
Wow, if Shane's ball is that tight, that graphic almost looks like it's right foot in the water. It's going to be close, I think.
Yeah, 1 foot in the hazard here, Tony. 1 foot out of it. Not quite in the water, but not far away. And leaning into the slope all the way on the left-hand side. Just pop this one on the upslope. You can get to the back of it. Gone down pretty sharp. There's loads of green to work with.
Chase on, chase on, chase on. Nice, and he's left himself a little uphiller. Quite important because it's quite a slopey green. Great touch. Not surprising though, is it, when it's Shane Lowry? Big difference in pins, round 1 and round 2.
Well, I'm going to give Francisco Molinari a free read. Pretty lightning putt this one, breaking off the left. If he can slot this one in the front door, I tell you. Beautiful chip from Larry just before him, I gotta say. A few people gathering now. Got their tickets, got through the gates. Come out to watch this 3-ball.
Pretty good. So easy for that putt to get away from you and just slide 4 or 5 feet by.
Yeah, he's kept things under control so far the first 2 days. We've been watching him all the way around, and he hasn't let the frustrations get to him, but you feel like he's only 1 or 2 more missed putts away from maybe just starting to lose that temper, although after seeing his acting abilities in Golfing Psycho last week.
Brilliant. It was brilliant. No, low side. Also not exactly a straightforward putt. There aren't really any straightforward putts here today, unless you're sort of dead pin high right, straight up the hill. Par's not good enough for him at the moment. Wow, that's a little longer than we thought from the previous camera angle. Looked to be about 18 inches by. 4 feet it is. Not a give. And well hold.
Just the one birdie, the 2 putt at 18 since his return after what was a quick start to round 2 for Hatton.
Nice and firm. Can take nearly any break out of it that might be there, just like that. Very good up and down. Stays at 4 under. I think you'd like to be around the 4 under mark with these next 5 holes to come. Starting right here. They're not easy. On the green, long way short. Judging from that reaction, just miscued a tiny bit. From 175, Campillo. Also looking disappointed.
Oh, another birdie for Richard Bland's come at the par 5-10. So he's edged ahead of Julian Brun again, who's 6 under for the round. But look at Marcus Kinholt there, hold out from the fairway at 17 for an eagle 2. So he comes down 18, 5 under for the round. Just 2 shots back. And Dan Bradbury, what a story that is, winner in South Africa. Going well here.
He's a fine young player, isn't he, Dan Bradbury?
But how life changes, you know. You haven't got a car, then you're in you're playing your Rolex Series events, and you're up in the upper reaches of the leaderboard.
Yeah, wonderful stuff.
Well, he packed for a week when he went to South Africa, didn't he? He stayed out for 3. He won the Joburg, didn't he? The Joburg Open, the first event.
He was the 3rd one in the car. I said I went into the park with Luke Donald, the game reserve. Dan came along also. He was utterly enthralled, I think, with the wildlife. Hatton, tug left, lie didn't look to be drastic.
Yeah, good hole this one, Tony. Up and over the brow of the hill, goes down towards the water. Ferries are nice and solid, so I don't think you're going to get the run out and find the water. No chance of that. 451 yards. Larry now hitting driver.
Ooh. That definitely dived in a little.
I was just having a look just now. Let's just focus first of all on Molinari. Just playing, you feel like playing for pride now, John, really, Molinari?
Yeah, trying to find something. I mean, it's a long season. This is the start of it, and what a great start it is. But it's not going his way. But try and find something to click for the rest of the season. Here we go. The driver's got to get sorted. The iron play's not quite what it used to be.
Hole 3 in the left rough.
Another one playing for pride now, really, after what happened at the last time. So I was just looking through. I don't know if I'm 100% right on this, but I think I am. Luke Donald is playing the Hero Dubai Desert Classic for the first time.
Ever?
First time ever.
That's an astonishing fact. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't believe it, would you?
No. I still don't. If it wasn't coming from you, I wouldn't believe it.
Well, I'm saying
but I know you
having
get your
a scour.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
So this is as good as he's played here. And as bad. He's played in Abu Dhabi and he's played in Dubai. He's played the Tour Championship as well, the DP World Tour Championship, but never at the Dubai Desert Classic, 34th edition.
Even in his early days?
No.
Wow.
I'm saying, stand corrected. That does happen.
Yeah, I suppose he got his card in the States quite early on in his career, and the season's getting going over there. Maybe he just never really wanted to make the hike back. Campillo, right to left, keep turning. Oh, keep going.
Solid from Campillo.
Now, Richard, where do you find facts like that? Because I am a complete and utter idiot.
There are a few shortcuts, and I'm not going to bore you with them right now.
Oh, man. That would be an afternoon's worth for me to find that fact. For the par. Yeah, 2 over par with the holes to come. That is a huge ask to find 4 birdies in those holes.
Yeah, never say never, but I mean, you've got to be Rory-like, haven't you? You played those last 3 in 4 under. It can happen, but
can.
We're saying about Francesco playing for practice. It can happen, and the thing is though that Soderbergh's completely lost his momentum. Molinari's kind of not had it at all today anyway, so it's just hard to see where it's going to come from.
Yeah, I mean, as you say never. I was playing in the Zim Open the one year back home in Zimbabwe, and I'd missed the cut comfortably. 4 holes to go. I birdied the 7th, the 6th, the par 5. Holed an 8-iron at the 7th, and I still thought, well, I've got no chance. The next hole I hit it to a foot, and the last hole I hit a 5-iron to a foot and made it on the number, and then fell down, hurt my back, and shot about 97 the next day.
Well, you fell over in shock, did you?
Just about. So there are miracles out there. Okay, that's not the worst lie in the world, is it?
John, no birdies yet between these 3 on this front 9.
I know, unbelievable, isn't it? It really is. The talent that's in this 3, it's going to be Francesco Molinari, 174 yards, ball slightly above his stance. Got to move this a little bit left to right. Got the palm trees in front of him. Quite sodden down his left. He nearly dropped it at casual water, but he's just missed it. He's drawn a good lie, like you said, and he had the pin back right for the first round. He's back left now here for the second round.
Oh, that's super.
Well, you might see your first birdie now.
Oh, really super shot.
Well, comebacks have to start somewhere.
Well, Larry, not the best of life. Sat down a little bit. Palm tree right in front of him. He's got 160 yards. He's to go next. A swig of water. Stay hydrated, because the temperature is rising, just like these buildings. Unbelievable.
Constantly, yeah.
There's more being built. It's unbelievable. Got Twin Peaks over there. You got like all these other ones over in the far distance, all bunched together. It's crazy. A land of make-believe.
Yeah, this was once upon a time the desert oasis. Not anymore. It's in the middle of a huge city now.
Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it? Freak of nature now. Not easy to get the movement required left to right out of a lie like this for Shane Lowry. Have to cut across this, put some action on it.
Coming out dead on him. Massively long putt there. Flag's 35 on.
He's got a slow putt coming up now for Shane Lowry, but Hatton with 150 yards, 10 yards closer in the left rough as well. Like his two playing partners. Not a great lie either. Going to have to just about see the top of it though.
He was fourth here last year, Hatton. Actually got himself into the lead over the weekend as well. He was out in front down the back nine on Saturday and made too many mistakes on the back nine then. On the fringes right now, isn't he? Ludwig Ahlberg makes his first birdie of round two. It's come at the par 3 4th hole, so the Swedish amateur, the world #1 amateur, gets himself within 3 of the lead. Marcus Kinhart with that holdout at 17, making really good progress. Dan Bradbury, Joburg Open champion. Also, like Luke Donald, playing the Dubai Desert Classic for the first time. Different reasons, though. Making a good fist of things, just outside that top 10. Yeah, Ludoviaga hit the heady heights, hasn't he? Slipped back since then. Ewan Ferguson, he's just dropped a shot as the Scot, which is why he's back at 4 under, but also making his debut, although he's Dubai-based nowadays, is Ewan, just recently. We've been watching Campia, Ollie Wilson, who missed the cut on the mark last week in Abu Dhabi. Good opening round of 68 from him. Nice to see Rasmus Højgaard back as well. He had to miss the Hero Cup and last week with an injury, so fully fit again. And there's Jordan Smith. What a comeback from him. 76, he is now on the cut line. 6 under for the round. What did he shoot, 30 under par at the Portugal Masters? I think he parred a couple of holes that week, didn't he? It was terrible.
Just disgusting. Yeah, when he gets going, he can just reel those birdies off, make some low numbers. Campillo. The 6T has been pushed back and back and back over the years. It's now 484 yards. It's a beast of a hole, and lies okay. Fairway would have been nice. You would have been like to be placing it from a long way back to this long, thin, narrow green that sits at a sharp angle from left to right.
Yeah, when you're on the cut line, these are closing holes you want to be having to face, but you know, it's a proper test, Emirates Golf Club. Don't get much testier than this one.
Okay, it never looks like he's going to overextend himself with the driver, does he, Luke Donald? Always looks like he's swinging at 90% within himself. He's within his capabilities. Soderbergh's long. He can turn a very difficult par 4. He can break the back of this hole if he can nail one and find the fairway. Oh, just got ahead of that, didn't he? Early weight shift onto the left side. Club never caught up, and that's going to be no fun.
Well, he's made it a par 5 now. Lowry was not best pleased with his effort. Up the hill he comes for birdie at 5. Trundles. Hatton, come on. I mean, it's a good round he's putting together, John. He's 4 under, but not since we've been out watching him this morning. It's just not quite happened.
Oh, there's a golden opportunity up the hill. Little breaker off the right. It's got to fancy this. Got to be a birdie time.
Another quizzical look. Counting to 10 in his head, maybe there. So will happen. Could have been round, isn't it? I mean, he's 4 under, but it could have been something really good.
Yes. Oh, he's had so many birdie opportunities and absolutely zero luck. Hitting nice putts too, good strokes, just a couple of little misreads, but can't really panic about his putting. We know he's week in and week out a great putter. Some days they just, I don't know. I think you just get a golf ball sometimes, Morgie, that's scared of 5-inch heights, doesn't want to go in.
I know, crazy game, isn't it? No, this is a fast putt for Frankie.
There we go. The start of something better, perhaps.
Yeah. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah, I must say that's one of the great pleasures in second rounds, is seeing guys really grind out a low score to make the cut after a bad first day. You love watching it. Shows heart, shows courage.
Yeah, and the fact is, you know, the beauty of these feature groups is we get to see pretty much every shot of these rounds, and just seeing how the momentum ebbs and flows and how the body language changes. And yeah, you know, it's almost as good to watch somebody, you know, if Molinari could do it, it's almost as good as watching someone go to the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, I agree. Return putt for Mr. Lowry. I think this is quite a tricky one to read, you know. Yeah. I mean, the grain is right to left, but the first putt didn't do much on the way by. Quite easy to misread it. 5th bogey of the week, back to 3 under with hard holes to come, Rich.
Been kind of feel like an emotional start to the year for Shane Lowry. You know, the Hero Cup, he was the only man not even to grab half a point. Not that he played particularly poorly. Then last week in Abu Dhabi, he was right up there, and I think it was, what, 6 shots win the last 5 holes, something like that. And finished outside the top 20 and kind of got himself on the fringes of contention here. I mean, that drop shot now takes him 6 back of the lead. Another birdie for Torbjørn Olesen, the Brett Fred British Masters champion. Nick Faldo is going to be hosting that, I think, this year and a few years to come. Cynic to give him the full title.
Yeah, I think he's going to be host for three years, isn't he, Nick? He's retired now from his commentary work, got his ranch.
Well, I think at the Betfred British Masters, if he's the host, he might pop in for a comeback commentary gig.
Absolutely. Be a nice chance to give him some stick and wind him up a bit.
He can take it.
He can.
Found a former Ryder Cup captain as well.
He's a former everything, isn't he?
True.
Did everything in the game that a man could do. Oh, Luke, what have you done? It's come out dead. Yo, goodness me. Oh, please don't have... I think it came out of its plug mark, but... Oof. What a bunker shot he's got there facing him. There is a good lie. Catch it clean off the top. No. Going right again.
Oh, now there is some long grass there. It's a question of whether he's avoided that.
I think I saw it, Rich. I think it stayed out of that stuff, because that stuff is terminal. Just play on that, drop another ball.
Just in the first cut here for Campillo.
That's fine. That's well done. That was smart too. Left of the flag in case it came out dead, which I think it did slightly.
Well, this is a good hole. The man with the honour, Francisco Molinari, after that birdie. Now, a nice little power fade required for this hole. You got the bunker on the right-hand side with 3 little palm trees coming out of it in the middle. Nice little island there. It's about 295 yards to carry the far left edge of this bunker down the right-hand side, but the fairway goes away from you. It's an awkward angle. The players will be aiming probably at the right edge of the camera tower, which is through the fairway. In the wastelands there, just feed it off of that. 485 yards. Bit of a whopper. Yeah, 295 yards is quite a carry down this right-hand side over the bunker in these kind of heavy conditions. Francisco Molinari's ball's just come out into the first cut, so he's going to be happy with that when he gets up there. You can't see it from where he is now. Tyrrell with a driver too, by the looks of it, rightly so. This should suit his eye.
So flirting with the sands. Oh, just dive down. That right-hand pin as well.
Well, the ball's above his feet as well, Tony.
Oh, it's just ugly, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, nothing much going for him there.
I mean, if he can find the green from there, it's a miracle. Either come up short or in the left-hand rough is the odds-on favourite.
Yeah, the way this green is shaped is awkward. Tony, now, Larry. Bit of frustration behind this one, I feel.
Similar place to Hatton.
I don't know.
And it is lush in there. Here's a tester for Donald. Almost no green to work with. And I don't think he could have done much better than that. I think that took a lot of skill just to get it there.
Well, obviously, as you say, didn't find the long grass, managed to move the signage.
Still needs a lot of luck, yeah, Rich, with this shot. In fact, if you get this close, it's a fluke.
The height he got on that, that's fantastic.
Amazing.
From Soderberg.
Yep.
That went way higher than I thought it was going to.
I think if you asked him, he'd say, I've got quite lucky there, because, you know, you're just trying to avoid flopping it in the bunker.
Great follow from the cameraman as well.
Oh,
Camera woman,
wonderful.
could be.
The odds there are you're going to hit it 20 feet past. So, yes, that is a terrific result.
Ewan was our cameraman there.
What is going on?
It's a great shot, wasn't it? I reckon Soderberg could play that shot. Look, we didn't see the lie, unless it was the perfect lie. You don't get that often in this stuff. I reckon you could hit that another 20 times and not get one that close. Terrific. Some par. My goodness, that'd be some par. can't afford another bogey either, Soderberg. Probably needs to birdie the... Wow, even birdieing the last 3 holes might not be good enough. Last.
But I mean, if the wind really picked up, which I don't think it's forecasted, you'd be surprised if it doesn't fall at 2 under the cut. It's on that mark right now. And scoring's been, as you'd expect, with the better turn of the weather, good this morning. Although we're not seeing so much of it in our feature groups, but you've got players like Julian Brune, 6 under for his round. You've got Dan Bradbury, 6 under for his round. Players, Jordan Smith's another one who's 6 under for the round now as well. Kinholtz too has just gone to the turn in 6 under for the round, that is. There he is on the leaderboard now at -8. Yeah, par putt this for Luke Donald, who is right on that mark at -2. From the Rolex, that low Rolex round just happened to be what, 9 days ago, Thursday in Abu Dhabi.
Aye, aye, aye. So he goes to 1 under par, 1 outside the predicted cut mark now, and he knows. Got to find a birdie in those final 3 holes. Not an easy task.
It's all a little flat amongst our 6 at the moment. I mean, yesterday morning we just got that treat, didn't we? We were spoiled with the Rory show. Great 4.
And he needs a Rory finish. He needs to go 4 under the last 3, a la McIlroy.
He beat Rory McIlroy in a playoff.
Yep.
When he won in Switzerland.
Yep.
Wasn't just those 2 in the playoff though. 4 for Campillo, whose bright spot was that fabulous 3 at 18. Let's see where they're all placed down that right flank. Pat and Lowry side by side.
Well, here's a lay of Molinari, a little bit of mud on the ball. Just over 200 yards to go, pins on 22. Narrow part of the green. Ball above it, Stan's got to work against it. This is right going right.
What side of the ball was the mud on there, Mogsy? Left or right?
Front right.
Front right.
So a bit of a dippy ball, but this one, Shane Lowry, got half a Dubai on it.
Nothing is easy.
It was a horrible lie, big clump of mud. I mean, you could hardly see the ball, it was that covered.
Any better for Tyrrell?
Well, the lie, no, but he has no mud on the ball. That's his saving grace. Just over 170 yards to go. I think he can muscle it to the front edge. It's about 150 to carry the bunker on line to the front edge of this green. Like I say, pins on 22. You bail out a little bit on the left-hand side. Don't want to be super cute with this and go at it. Got to get after this one.
As hard as you hit it, and as strong as he is, just couldn't do it. Let's go to 7T. beautiful little par 3. This only 149 yards today. Flag just 6 yards on.
We've seen a few come close to winning the cash and bikes, $50,000, 5 Hero motorcycles for a hole-in-one.
Could have some drag race with that, couldn't we, down the side of the range?
I was thinking more one for each of my kids, Tony.
You'd be a popular dad.
It's a bit young. They're a bit young, a few of them, to get one. But.
Younger mentally than we are?
Well, I'm not sure about
Questionable.
that. I meant in age rather than mentally.
Oh, a miracle required for Sebastian Soderberg.
It doesn't look like it's coming.
I mean, it was so good last week.
I mean, the path, he did something very similar at the other par 3, didn't he? I think this time at least he's avoided the water.
Just looks like he's getting, he's getting ahead of it on the way down. Maybe getting the weight too much on the left side or something, and the hands just never catch up with the body. Right, and right again.
You saw that at the first as well. It ended up chipping in, but similar kind of shot there too. Come on, Luke. See something special. Now.
It's a big ask to hold that for a birdie, but you never know. He's been around the block many times. He knows what he needs to do.
So work to be done at 7, and also for these guys at 6, John.
Yeah, what a tough hole this is. The 3 got their drives away on the cut stuff, and they're all in trouble here. And give it everything you got out of that right rough and come up shy of the bunker. Up and over it, bit of green to work with. Fancy this one being pretty good though. Likes this kind of range. Comes in nice and steep and generates spin.
Strike was too good. You could hear it was just so crisp and pure. Landing on a bit of a downslope, you expect it to skip on. I think he's played that well.
Yeah, but you know what? He hasn't holed any for birdie. I reckon he's going to hold that one for par.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Majlis. It's an Arabic term for a place of sitting. So that's meeting places, if you like. Now another high floater, this time from Molinari. Not quite up there to Soderberg standards. Yeah, that clubhouse is a cluster of those Arabic tents as well. This the original 1988 it opened, 1989. Mike Stewart said he came here, he's been the tournament director for every single edition of the Dubai Desert Classic, came here at the end of 88 just to check that this golf course was ready for what was then the European Tour, now the DP World Tour.
Beautiful.
Shot, Shane.
Yeah, it certainly is. And that's, you know what, that's very timely. It's 3 under par. Didn't want to make a bogey here on the cut number with a couple of tough holes to come. Beautiful, isn't it? Just beautifully played. Squarish face. Took a little bit of extra sand to get it to run out down that slope. Classy, classy shot.
Enjoy that one, John?
Oh, majestic, isn't it? I mean, Shane don't get much better out of the bunkers anywhere around the green. He seems to come up with the goods. Yeah, just made that look so easy. The way he kind of planted it, pitched it left of the hole, let it release with a bit of spin. Beautiful touch. He comes alive. Get him in an awkward position. His eyes, you can just see it in him. Just all of a sudden, he just wants to prove a point to himself all the time that he can play these shots. It was an awkward chip from over the other side of the bunker. It was short-sighted himself, ballooned it past, played it quite nicely, just landed it 15 feet too far. Downhill now to save par.
Go.
What a crazy game, Tony.
Oh, Morgie.
Doesn't make sense, does it, eh?
No, and it doesn't matter how long you... In fact, the longer you play it, the less sense it makes.
Yeah, look at Shane and Frankie laughing at one another.
Hope is still alive.
A lovely 3 at the last. Fabulous 4 in the end here. Due a putt. Why not with this one as well?
Well, yeah, you called it, Richard. You think he's going to hold this one for par? A little hint of left to right. Wouldn't be surprised. He hasn't held anything for birdie so far on this front nine. His last night of the second round. He's overdue.
Oh, he's simmering, isn't he?
But he's trying. You can see he's trying hard to contain the frustration.
Yeah, no, fair play.
It's part of his personality. I sympathise. I
think maybe
similar one, but
he might be better off just letting it out.
Sometimes it is the key, but he's trying not to. He's trying to beat his temper. It's a good thing.
And we're watching every shot of his, and you could, he's played some really nice golf, and you can understand the frustration. Up at 7.
This would be a valuable one. No. Just watching his body language, he didn't think it had a chance. How far past is it? No 3-putt required here, Mr. Donald. A par. Find one up the next 2. You're playing the final 2 rounds. I can't say the weekend because it is a Monday finish. We're going through to finish the final round on Monday.
The cut could fall at 1 under. Unlikely, but not impossible.
Well, as you said, if a bit of wind comes up, there's a chance it could, but it is unlikely. Campillo for the birdie. Oh, just drains it. Nice.
Yeah, very nice. First birdie of the day, yeah.
Yeah. Just goes in at such a beautiful speed too, doesn't he? Excellent. It's quite comforting to know that you can afford 2 bogeys and still make the cut with the tough 8th and 9th that you come. Soderberg, well, his week is done.
Yeah, chip down to here. Also makes his putt for par. That's 2 brilliant pars in a row.
And you know what? That's the nature of the game. When there's just about no chance of making the cut, suddenly everything starts going in. Maybe we all just try too hard.
There is something in that. What a landscape. Nothing was there until 50 years ago, nothing but sand.
The more I see that picture, the more my mind is boggled, because having come here in 89, it was sand, Rich. It was sand, a couple of shrubs, literally had tumbleweed blowing through there on the wind. Unbelievable.
Yeah, when you see pictures before and after, it's unbelievable now. What a tight pin right at the front of the screen, 149 yards.
3 birdies needed.
Just clinging on, is it?
Looks like it. Not far away. Little putt or chip in would be nice.
Well, they're just checking the wind. I mean, if anything's to go by the prevailing wind of what it has been the first 2 days, it should be a little bit down if there is any kind of breeze. I mean, the flag is fluttering. You look over at 4, you see that that's fluttering a little bit harder than the one here at 7. He looks a little bit 90 degrees to his right. Might get a good guess, but it's kind of blocked out by the houses, that garden beyond the trees on the outskirts of this golf course. I'm surprised if he goes for a little 9 here. Takes a little bit off, cut it up there. Don't be too cute with this one. Water is shy.
3 under par with a cut looking like 2. The only thing you don't want is a 5, so just knock it past the flag. 20 feet past the flag. Oh no. Johnny, where's that finished?
We're going to head back in a minute. I don't think it would have reached the water because it's it closely mown, but then it goes into kind of the first cut of rough. I think it would have held up. Oh no, I'm having a look. There's half the ball is in the water. I think it's shoes and socks off time for a second.
Bad mistake, that really. Just get it past the flag. Take 5 out of the equation and you've basically made the cut. Same for Hatton.
Yeah, the wind's catching them out here. Looking at the ripples on the water, it's coming back at them off the left.
Well, they both worked very hard to get to 3 under. There we go. That to me is the play. Just take 5 out of the equation. You're going to be here on the weekend. That's the prime concern right now.
Luke Donald with the landscape at the 8th. Every player wants their picture taken with that backdrop. That's a fairway finder.
Yeah, it's as good a tee shot as he's hit today. Perfect timing.
Yeah, needs to make a birdie. It's Richard Bland on top, but Julian Brun and Marcus Kinholt are now closest challengers to him. Angel Hidalgo has just made a birdie at 17, playing in his first ever Hero Dubai Desert Classic off the back of his first ever Rolex Series event last week. 5 events this season since becoming a rookie for Hidalgo. He's missed 5 cuts. It doesn't look like it's going to be the case in event 6 of the campaign. He's in that group, just 2 off the lead. Well, there's Campier off that birdie inside the top 20 now. Ewan Ferguson's dropped another shot. Look at Beef, Andrew Johnston, now 3 under par after over a year out. So you want to get some reps when you've been out for so long. It looks like he's going to get another couple of rounds with 6 holes to play. And he's playing the slightly easier 9. He's finishing on the back 9 is Andrew Johnston. Rasmus Højgaard and Tristan Lawrence also had some short-term injuries, haven't they? They've been out recently. Well, Shane Lowry could be an interesting one coming up.
Yeah, I think we might see a face full of water here, Richard. Just back into the hazard.
Plenty of water, but not enough contact. It's going to be pretty wet where it's finished, John, as well.
It is. At least he's out. The ball was kind of submerged a little, well, not totally underwater, but a quarter of it was. Well, he's getting a grip and cleans himself up a little bit. I think Molinari's going to go. Maybe not. Maybe not.
You know what he was?
Flip of the coin.
We just have a little replay there, Morgie. He was actually looking at the flag, I think, before he even made contact with the ball. Looked up. No easy way to play that. Maybe he could have played it with an open face. Try and get the bottom of the sole to act as a sort of an aerofoil and skim off the water. But, oh, man, got to get this up and down. Can't afford a 5.
Yeah, the cut mark is at 2 under par, and that's coming back down. Well, that could go in the water if he's not careful. That could... Oh, my goodness. I mean, it's kind of Abu Dhabi last round all over again. He went into the water twice at the same hole last week. I think it was the 16th. And ended up falling outside the top 20. And he must be thinking, here we go again.
This could lead to a serious case of hydrophobia. Oh. And that was another one, Lowry-like, bit of a deceleration there.
It's better for Molinari, but he's not the only one now in danger of missing the cup. John, what's going on?
Literally, I'm gobsmacked. What? Jaws dropped to the ground and my tongue's rolled out half a foot, and he's done it again. Oh my goodness!
He's just played it again, has he? Because we didn't see that, John. So he's had another chop.
He has, and it's come back pretty much where he started. Now the ball is caught at just a little bit in the water now, so things are going from bad to worse for Shane.
I'm trying. He's played 5 now.
I'm losing count now.
Is that 5 he's played, John?
4. 4?
4. He's going to be playing his 5th now.
Right. Okay.
I had to do some counting then.
Yeah,
you got me on the spot there, Richard.
Yeah. It seems like it should be a simple equation, but suddenly
this could be a 7. Yeah. This could be a 7.
Oh, easy.
In a heartbeat. Oh, this is still not easy.
Well, he's still not on the green.
I mean, this is it. This is his whole week blown in one hole. All that hard work.
He gets to 4 under. At the time, he was 4 off the lead, and we're thinking, can he push on from here and get himself amongst the leaders going into the final round? Now there's a huge question mark hanging over whether he can even play 2 more rounds.
Well, the way it's going, I don't see that happening now, unless he has a bit of a flourish on 8 and 9, does a bit of a Rory McIlroy. But yeah.
So he's playing 6 now.
He's trying to keep nice and calm. There's Larry still to go off the green. 6th shot now. My goodness.
If he gets this down in 2, he goes to 1 over par. He's done for the cut if he doesn't chip this in. Weekend off, or last 2 days off.
He's not down for the chip and putt yet either.
No, this is just so... I hate watching this.
Yeah.
Hate watching this.
And it's been... This kind of hole, it's summing up 2023 so far for Shane Lowry. There's been a lot of good, both at the Hero Cup in Abu Dhabi and here this week, but he's not getting much out of it.
But Hatton did the right thing. He was on the same score on the tee, and didn't think about the flag. Thinking a couple of holes ahead, I want to make the cut. Make sure you go long. And look, maybe Shane Lowry was thinking that, didn't catch the tee shot, but oh, what a nasty, nasty feeling.
Hatton has got nothing out of the greens, but tee to green, been very solid. Those are the tee shots down 8. Soderberg down in Rory McIlroy country. McDonald will be first of the trio to go here. He needs to find a birdie over these final 2 holes.
long birdie putt for Donald. Needs it. Okay. Good chance there. Oh, awkward. Outside the waist area, ball well below his feet. I mean, his striking today it's been pretty abysmal for a guy of his striking capability. It's just you wake up one morning and your timing's out, something's changed overnight. This for a quadruple bogey 7. Oh my.
He makes it as well for a 7. Don't mean it to laugh at all, really. But I mean, people will say to you, how does Shane Lowry make a 7 there? How many did he hit into the water? And the answer's none. He actually didn't hit. I mean, he was right by the water, but he wasn't actually submerged in it, was he? And suddenly, his week's pretty much done. Richard Bland, the first man into double digits, but he's still only one ahead because Marcus Kinholt's gone to 7 under par for the round through just 11 holes. And that includes a bogey at the 11th from the Swede as well. Julian Brune having a very good round. And look at Dan Bradbury, 8 under par for the round. What a Hero Dubai Desert Classic debut that's turning out to be.
That's wonderful stuff, isn't it? Wonderful stuff. Yeah, he was really refreshing to watch when he won the Joburg Open. And did it with confidence and a smile on his face the whole way around. Molinari. Also requiring a bit of a miracle. Needs to hold a second shot in one of these 2 holes, and it's not going to happen from there in amongst it's a sort of type of erica, this desert plant, almost like a heather.
I think everyone will be shell-shocked along with Shane in that 3-ball.
Including us.
Yes. Yes, how about that? Just the birdie that Luke Donald needed. Well done. Still a tough 4 to make down 9.
And on the tee now, power feed suits this hole. Down the left at that camera tower that you were talking about, Tony.
Has he overdone it? Has he overdone it? Yes. But, if it's sort of
area.
Yeah, and sort of, if it's sort of slightly hard packed, well, not too bad.
When you look down the hill, you just think you can bite off a little bit more than you actually can, and it just forces you to cut the corner a little bit more. With this man not hanging around, shell shocked just like you are.
Well, I tell you what, that 7 there, that can lead to a couple of nights to come where you wake up sweating, thinking about submerged balls and duff chips. Oh, what a horrible feeling. I think the famed Lowry smile will be absent on the way in. Understandably.
Played up to here, Soderberg. So this was for his 4. Made some great pars over the last half an hour or so. Not this time. So Saturday morning finish and on to the next.
Well, it won't comfort him, but if you take the last 2 weeks into account and take his bank balance the last 2 weeks, it still hasn't been a bad visit.
And a race to Dubai points as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, fantastic,
Absolutely.
really, taking that. Well, would you, because Campillo is more of what I call a steady, makes the cut most weeks,
yeah.
you know, always top 100 of the race to Dubai. Would you rather be like that, or someone who, you know, suddenly hot week, miss a cut, hot week, miss a cut, or
it could be a little bit more frustrating,
week.
But hot week, miss a cut. Wouldn't mind throwing a second in every other week and missing it every second week. You're gonna make gazillions that way, and you're gonna fall over the line and win one eventually. But you know, you finish 20th, 30th. Yes, you'll make a good living, but you're never going to get those huge checks.
Lucas Herbert, a former champion here at the Emirates Golf Club. 7 under par now, but what a round from Dan Bradbury. He's just off that page. They're also in the group at 7 under. 7 birdies, no drop shots, 12 holes played. Fantastic effort from Bradbury. Yannis Veerman putting together a nice round as well. He went out in 31. So the American just outside that top 10 right now, 5 under par. None of our players in our feature groups are inside that top 20. Other Campillo closest at 4 under. All bunched up down the right again, although Lowry did find the fairway.
Well, down this wasteland on the right-hand side, Molinari now at 151, playing quite considerably uphill with a tight front right pin close to the bunker. Well, it's definitely long and a little bit left. Still a little bit speechless, actually, guys. I mean, accidents do happen. It was a tough shot from Sheen the last hole.
And we've all had one of those at some point in our careers, Morgie. We empathise, we sympathise.
We've all done that. We've all done it.
Just horrible feeling, isn't it?
And Frankie needs to net this one perfectly. Extra club needed.
Yeah, they're all simmering. 2 Open champions, a 4-time Rolex Series winner, and it's all very frustrating. All 3 players.
Very deflated feel now. 135 yards for Tyrrell Hatton and 145 up the hill.
All he wanted was green there. Green and 2 putts. Stayed 3 under. Lowry taking no time.
Well, Hatton looked a little quizzical, as if he played it as he wanted, and Lowry's come up in a very similar position. Julian Bruns coming with a round of 67. That's nice from player ended 2022 really well. And Angel Hidalgo got to play a practice round with Miguel Angel Jimenez, and young Angel playing with old Angel obviously got a few good lessons. First time playing the Euro Dubai Desert Classic for Hidalgo, 29th time for Jimenez. Well, it's one of the big weeks on the DP World Tour. Chance to win a Rolex Series tournament.
Thomas Pieters is back at golf's top table. It is a first Rolex Series win for him.
And the Scottish Open has its youngest winner.
He is a Rolex Series winner. He is the 2020 BMW PGA Championship winner.
John does the double in the desert. Number one in Europe. Number one in the world.
And he could still be number one this week, but he might not be number one in the world this week, Rory McIlroy, because the way Jon Rahm's going, if they both win, Rahm would be number one in the world by 0.0003 on the world rankings point.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. What a performance he's put in there.
Yeah, some standard golf being played from Jon Rahm there. Frankie Molinari played a beautiful shot, just a yard from making it on the green. Shane's already playing. Nearly chips it in for birdie. Yeah, the volcano inside him is doing a bit of a hat inside without showing it.
What does it sound like, Borgie? Tell me again.
I reckon you. And
sounds like my dog when I'm trying to get the ball off him.
Yeah. Tyrrell's short-sided himself. Here we go. Needs to play one here.
Yeah, that's...
You know what?
There's
a big putt coming up there for Tyrrell because listen, it's the frustration is
he's in danger here.
Because 9, I mean, to make a 4 at 9 when you're in the mood that Tyrrell's in right now. Careful, Tyrrell. Careful.
9's a beast of a hole.
You could do yourself an injury doing that sort of thing.
9 is ranked the hardest hole of the week, second hardest hole of the day.
So shot number 4 now.
He played a great shot to here, I must admit. It'd be nice if he could hold this.
It was very well played. And it's going to be another drop shot for Francesco. So 2 over par.
You just keep plodding away now just out of professionalism, really, when you're in Francesco's situation. You're going through the motions, you know you're done for the week, but you know you're a pro, so you just keep at least giving the impression that you're still trying.
You know, Molinari's going to miss the cut, Lowry's going to miss the cut, and Hatton hasn't had a birdie since he's come back today. He was 3 under par through the 5 holes they played in round 2 to begin yesterday. They went out just after 4 o'clock. Hasn't, well, when I say hasn't a birdie, sorry, he did have a 2-putt birdie at 18, but that's all he's got out of this round.
He knows how tough 9 is too, and he knows 9 will be a heck of a lot more fun to play if he can pop this in. This is a big putt.
Much in it, John?
Nah, not a lot. It's just pretty quick, actually. I mean, he just couldn't generate the spin. He was too close to the flag. Coming out of the bunker there, and it was below the level of the green. Like you say, he needs this one now. Lots of people looking on.
Hasn't holed anything. Anything. Outside of 6 feet all day. 2 bogeys, 3 holes, and he is right on the cut line. Toughest hole on the golf course to finish. And yet there are players out there who are 6, 7, 8 under par for their round. Campillo and Soderberg not in very nice spots. Donald finding the fairway. Brilliant birdie from him at 8, so par required.
From 186. Oh, no.
Oh my. Hanging.
Oh, Richard. Oh. He was definitely trying to keep that right of the flag safe right, pulled it. I wonder, can he see it? Can he see it?
He might not be able to from there, but
the reaction, I think he feels that might be wet. He's going to be overjoyed when he finds it dry.
not the first wet ball for Soderberg on this front nine. The difference a week makes.
And he could come back and win next week. Nature of the game. Pio. It's quite hard underneath that, which has helped him. His chance of getting it fat. I think he's just wedged it out over the top of the trees. Laid up. Back to the sense of gloom on the ninth tee.
It's a little bit hard to watch. It's a beautiful drive from Shane. Gets a round of applause. See that finish though.
I mean, Morgie, and he hasn't really, other than that tee shot on 7, where we know he should have just knocked it past the flag. He actually has played quite nicely.
I think that's the frustration of it all, though. I mean, he knows deep down he's playing all right. You know, he's not putted that great and hold a load of putts. He's not striking the ball badly. You see Frankie here on the tee. He's going with driver as well. Yeah, one of the best of the day.
Tyrrell Hatton could do with one of those, John.
Oh, he could. Steam coming out of his ears at the moment. Just frustration with the greens. I think he's striking the ball really well. He's happy with his game, I think. Tee to green. Just hasn't got the nap of the greens figured out around this golf course. He changed it 2 years ago. Well, anyway, 488 yards is par 4. Ninth.
Well done.
Yeah, you missed that fairway. Sitting at the cut mark, you have got problems. That was a terrific drive, especially, but he's a little bit not under the collar. I'm trying to think of good shots that Soderberg's hit today.
The chip in?
That's about it. I mean, it just hasn't been his day, has it?
No.
We have them. Everybody has those.
He drove the ball poorly.
Iron play's been...
Yeah, mediocre at best.
I was going to say pretty rotten.
Yeah, I'm trying to be kind.
You're kind.
Don't kick a man when he's down, Tony. Come on.
No, but you know what? You have days like this, Rich, where you come out, every single thing you do is wrong. And the more you scratch your head, the harder you try. The harder you try, the worse it gets. But it's an awful feeling.
Yeah, you know, he shot 76, and then when he made those birdies at 1, 2, and 3, you thought, here we go, momentum's building, and then hit it into the water at 4, game over.
We got quite excited when we thought, hey, this can be done, and then...
From in amongst the trees, Campillo's ball finished here.
Settle down, hit the hole, hit the hole!
Yeah. Fantastic. Now that's the way to finish.
I tell you what, Rich, that tee shot of his ran so far down the waist. He was going with a sandwich. I thought he was just laying it up. He got a green eye.
He likes this green. It's a shared green, 9 and 18. He holed the one for Eagle at 18.
Yes.
And he chips it at 9.
Oh, that was gorgeous. Lovely to watch.
5 under, 5 back. 36 holes still to go. Monday finish, just to remind you.
Got up and down it. Got to get it up and down. Oh, Luke, you've left yourself one of those.
A knee knocker. At least he does have a putt for it. That ball would have gone a few more inches.
Oh yeah, game over. Let's have another look at this. got the strike, judged the run out down the hill beautifully. Went in at pace, but it went in. That's all we care about. 5 under. Nice.
Yeah, around a 69 for Campillo. This is for the 5. That'll be a second double bogey at best on the back 9, or his back 9, for Sebastian Soderberg.
Steady, Alex. Steady.
All about Luke Donald here now. Going to check, but as I said, I believe this is his first ever appearance at the Hero Dubai Desert Classic. He wants to make it 4 rounds. Well done, brilliant 3 at 8, fabulous up and down for par at 9. We'll see you Sunday, Monday, Luke.
He knows it too, doesn't he? Cheese-eating grin. And from Johnny McLaren. Whew. Another 2 days' work. Good stuff.
And just to rub sword into wounds, it doesn't really matter. But front 9 that promised much with those trio of birdies, but ended with a 74 and a 7 down at the 36th hole. But well done, Campillo, and a nice finish from Luke Donald. We'll head a little bit further down the fairway.
Well, come on. Let's see a nice swing here, Frankie. 183 yards, a little bit of breeze just kicking up, a couple of clouds whooping in now. Maybe afternoon's play might be a little bit more windier than this morning's play. We'll have to wait and see. But the pin today on 17, 7 off that left. How greedy do you want to be? Might as well have a go at it, Frankie.
The only man in this group that can make the cut.
Not messing about. Tyrrell Hatton. A couple of yards closer.
Just get it pin high right.
How's pin high left?
Oh. That definitely wasn't the plan, was it, Morgie?
I wouldn't have thought so. I think he went for his little drifty fade and just pulled it a tad.
Oh.
Just over 140 yards for Shane Lowry. He's out thunderous drive, didn't mess around, just teed it high and let it fly. Straight over the water, nice field shot, trying to draw it in.
But a few weeks I think he'd like to forget Shane Lowry, really. Dan Bradbury has made another birdie. 9 under now for the round. He's got 4 holes left to play, but he's playing this front 9, so we know there's some tricky holes to come. But just a reminder, it's his first time playing the Hero Dubai Desert Classic. Same story for Angel Hidalgo. Look at them. They're sharing 4th place. 2 off the lead. Callum Hill had a few setbacks towards the end of his opening round, but he started the back 9 with 3 birdies in a row. Didn't birdie 13, but still up to 7 under par. 73 to follow the 65 for the world #1 amateur, Ludwig Ahlberg. Torbjörn Olesen, another having a good round. We saw the 69 completed in style by Jorge Campillo. And some good scores out there, and if we go a little further down the leaderboard, we'll see the name of Andrew Beef Johnston as well. We might not see the beef bit, but he's 4 under par for the round and the day now. He's got 3 holes left to play, so after more than a year away, looks like he's going to make the cut.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? Because you talk about rust. My goodness, after a year to come out and make your first cut around here. Heck of an effort.
Well, Francesco Molinari walked past me. He seemed everything was okay. He's taking it on the chin pretty well. That's not been his kind of week. He'll shrug it off. It's going to be him to go first. Then Tyrrell Hatton and then Shane Lowry. Breaker off the right-hand side. Finish with a flourish. A nice birdie will do you. A few more crowds rolling in now. In this beautiful amphitheatre. 9 and 18th green. Beautiful scenes.
Yeah, you've got to have a lot of rebound in you to be a tour pro, because 9 times out of 10 you come off the course feeling like the course actually won. Not that often you come off a golf course thinking, I could not have saved a single shot. It's just part of the job. You're going to have those weeks.
Yeah, Rory came off, I think, yesterday pretty satisfied with the 66. But as you say, that doesn't... He's normally... He feels like it's a... Should have been a 66 and it got turned into a 70, but he had that should have been a 70 turned into a 66. Now Hatton...
Well, he's 0-1, Richard.
Yeah.
He is. He's putted lovely. He's hit the lines he wanted, just hasn't read them right. This one's breaking off the left-hand side. Can he finish with what he deserves?
Good lag. All that was required. Nudge it up close. Pop it in. Come back, throw in 2 low rounds.
But at least he, yeah. I mean, he's not in the best of moods, but at least unlike his playing partners, Johnny's going to be sticking around.
Yeah, it's been one of those days now, Larry. Went a little right to left, up the hill. Come on, finish with a birdie. Little semi-smile will do you good.
Not what we're expecting from these 3, John.
No, it wasn't really. I mean, yeah, the putter dried up on the second 9 for Tyrrell Hatton. Shane, well, all came undone at 7. That was a big surprise. Frankie Molinari, just really and honestly, just got a few things to work on, but he had a great week, like you called it, last week. But he's still smiling. He's still smiling.
And that just about sums it up. So Molinari finishes at 3 over par. 34 putts in the round for Tyrrell Hatton. That's not going to help.
No, and it's not going to happen that often either, because he is an extremely good putter. I think John Morgan summed it up. He putted well, just didn't get the reads right today.
I mean, what do you do? I mean, the other 2 are finished and may well head off wherever. Tyrrell, does he head for the putting green, or does he just call it a day and come back tomorrow?
You know what, he might just go and putt for 10 or 15 minutes, because his stroke has been good, his pace has been good, he's hit the putts where he wanted. You know, what more can you do? You can't sort of go and practice reading greens, really. So I think just stroll off and relax, come back tomorrow, putter will be hot again.
Co-leaders now. I noticed Marcus Skinholtz joined Richard Bland at the top of the leaderboard, the Swede, with a birdie at the par 3 4th hole. Dan Bradbury 9 under. Today, that is. for the tournament. Shot a 73 yesterday. I'm sure you're all looking forward to watching Rory McIlroy later on today. Well, not long from now, actually. Rory will start at 6 under par. Yeah, you see, generally, I mean, not that we saw it too much in our feature group, there's some good scoring out there. There is Beef, Andrew Johnston, in that group tie for 22nd. So, Tony, just remind us, round 2 is going to finish today. They're not going to come out for round 3.
No, the weather forecast now is good, so they're going to play all of round 3 tomorrow, and round 4 on Monday. We've got half the field still to play their second round, the guys that were early on Thursday. So it is a Monday finish. An 18-18 back on track.
Yeah, Jordan Smith you saw through there, 7 under for the day. Max Kiefer 4 under for his round. So it's not like there weren't birdies out there. 68 from Mark Warren. There is Luke Donald and Tyrrell Hatton, who we saw in action this morning. Brian Fox, who won the Seve Award yesterday. I don't know if you saw that, for the Players Player of the Year that gets voted by the DP World Tour members, and he got 50% of the votes, Ryan Fox. And when you think Rory did what he did and Fitzpatrick won the US Open, that just shows you what his peers thought of Ryan Fox in 2022. And well, Francesco missed the cut. Looks like Eduardo's going to do the same, even though he shot a 69 in this second round. So work to do for the likes of Nico Colsaerts and Antoine Rosner, winner in Mauritius. There is Shane Lowry. Who'd have thought that, heading around the turn, that he would end up only just inside the top 100.
It's not often you'll see Shane Lowry take 5 chips on a hole.
Extraordinary. Sepp Straka having issues. Molinari 75 in the end. Well, a lot of golf still to be played. It might be approaching Saturday lunchtime in the United Arab Emirates, but we've got round 2 to complete today, round 3 tomorrow, then round 4, a Monday finish for the first ever time in this 34th edition of the Hero Dubai Desert Classic. But the sun is shining. We'll see you in a moment for round 3.